don't. Whoa.
Yay!
Your your little reactive is killing me. She's so small and silly looking. I asked
He needs to
Kimber.
be heard.
She needs to be heard. I asked Kimber like 2 hours ago if she wanted to join me for stream. And she was like, "Yeah, I want to make a new reactive though," and bumped this perfect little bad guy out. My perfect little. I want to hold it in my hands.
Anything.
Like literally the size of like two apples. Holy shit, it's Volo. It is Volo. Somebody's commissioned me to make Volo, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. I love when people bring me. This is like, I think like the third Pokemon commission I've done, which isn't a lot,
You've done a few.
but three is a
Yeah.
decent amount. And they're always fun. Oh
Yeah.
my god, Kimber mascot design confirmed?
Yeah. I made it a little bit ago. Kind of just like playing around with like colors and stuff, and I was like, I like a clown. And then I settled on this a little bit ago. Haven't done much with it. And now
You
I was
should do
like,
more.
I can make a little one. I should.
To be fair, you've
And
been
that
very busy, but
this is also true.
the
I've been in the mines.
all of these are many things can be true at once. You can be busy, but I can also want you to have a little creature.
This is true.
This is many things can be true at once. I haven't put music on. I
You
should put my
believe?
music on.
You believe and have the heart for it? Anything can be true.
Anything can be true. If you have enough love and joy and whimsy in your heart, anything can be true. Isn't that right, Jelline?
Was that the bite of
Oh my gosh, you have
87?
to tell me which one it is.
That was not the bite of 87, no. But thank you for your enthusiasm, Jelline. I appreciate you.
She's so excited.
She's just always so happy to be here, except for the times when she falls asleep. In which case, I pretend I do not see it. I pretend I do not see it. I like that Jelline has persisted despite the fact that most of like Zenirith's old stream branding has been overtaken by me, Peyton the human being. But Jelline got to stay. Everybody else died. She got to stay. She's like my little cockroach. Okay. Patterning. Kimber, did you die?
Yeah.
Okay. You all of a sudden got like
really microphone.
You got really quiet, and I was like, "Oh, you died."
When I touch it, my microphone has like a tap to turn it off, and I guess I bumped it, so it turned it off.
Oh, mine's like a full-on button, and even sometimes when I press the full-on button to mute my mic, it won't mute. The amount of times I've like thought I've
That's
muted
really
my mic
funny.
and then like
The gulper.
not even the gulper, like worse than the gulper. Like I go to mute my mic to like fart, and then I realize I've not muted my mic and my mic's picked it up. It's so embarrassing. But listen, we all have to do it. We all have to do it. Everybody has to fart sometimes.
It's good for you.
It's good for you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let Big Fart tell you that's bad for you.
Shut.
Like Big Pharma, but it's Big Fart. Oh, this
scary.
t-shirt
I
don't
think
fit.
about that.
I don't want to think about that. Too bad, man. Well, you're on my stream. You have to deal with the things I say. And the things I say are bad.
My eyes have to be open to what Big Fart is doing to society.
Other things have to be open too, but we're not going to touch on that.
My gosh, I can't open my hot glue sticks. Oh, never mind, I did. Complaining works.
Complaining works.
Are these?
I love this tunic because it's kind of just a t-shirt. That's kind of beautiful. What are you working on, Kimber? Tell the people what you're working on.
Hi, people. I'm working on. I've had during COVID. I'm gonna tell a story. I like to yap. Sorry.
No, you're allowed to tell a story. That's why you're here. You're here to yap with me.
Yay! During COVID, as most of us did, I started making more cosplays. I'd already cosplayed before COVID, but it wasn't. I was a theater kid, so I was super super busy. But during COVID, suddenly had a lot more time, so I
No way, I
started
wonder why.
making more cosplays. I know. I the thing like lockdown and I don't know, only lasted a few years. And I made a handful. I made Alice Angel from Bendy, and I made Froppy for my hero, and then I also made Toga, and I made traditional Toga with like the cream sweater and everything. But I went to a con one time where I was Froppy and Amethyst, and in this con I ran into a group of my hero cosplayers, but they were like Harajuku-esque and pastel, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So I wanted to make my own. So I made a pastel toga. Pretty simple, like pastel blue sweater, a pink skirt, pink bow. I wore like pink eyeshadow, very pastel. I thought since I'm going to be visiting Cos Peyton,
I love you calling
and
me Cos
Peter,
Peyton.
and I need to drop the brand name.
My
It's
like
important.
that's my legal name.
First name Cos, last name Peyton.
That's
Just
true.
like,
That's true.
exactly.
Peter calls
And
me Peyton Cos Peyton, like to my parents,
because your last name is Cos Peyton.
as we all
It's
know.
just Peyton for short.
Yeah.
As we all know. I'll be visiting Peyton and Peter, and Sammy is coming up, and we're all going to YetiCon. So I was like, I want to do more. I'm going to be with Peyton, who has like these crazy awesome cosplays. I want to have a crazy awesome cosplay. So I want to add more to my pastel toga. So I decided to take on the project of making all of her gear in like pastel colors. And that's what I've been working on, and I'm almost done. So I'm finishing that, and then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna work on Pim, because I'm gonna be Pim from Smiling Friends, and I need to make jeans into shorts.
I have not announced that we're doing that yet. That's the funniest thing.
I'm like, not being Pim from Smiling Friends.
No. We can talk about it. I've like vaguely alluded to it, but I haven't like posted my YetiCon lineup anywhere. Obviously, because the con's not for like 2 weeks at this point. Jesus Christ, that's scary.
Yeah.
We're gonna be the Smiling Friends from the television show Smiling Friends.
It's gonna be
surprise
awesome.
Smiling Friends announcement.
So
Smiling Friends confirmed for Smash Brothers. Oh my god!
Imagine. Exclusive to Twitch, and I guess also YouTube.
Exclusive to the people who watch me on stream. Hi everybody.
Exactly.
We're cosplaying the Smiling Friends. Specifically, Kimber is Pim, I am Charlie, Sam is Glep, and Peter is Alan, and we're gonna be the Smiling Friends. But we thought originally about doing the Smiling Friends Go to Brazil outfits because we're going to YetiCon, which is like a vacation, but we decided on regular Smiling Friends. And I'm going tomorrow to try and find stuff at the thrift store, and if not, I have to go on Amazon and buy the gaudiest orange hoodie imaginable. Ice Cloud says, hello there, Ice Clouds. How you doing?
Hi.
We are working on Volo from Pokemon. Wait, am I an
glue
idiot?
gun smells like it's on fire. This is scary.
Wait, am I stupid?
Depends.
I might have the wrong avatar here. I think I do. Oops. I'm like drafting on like a completely wrong size thing right now.
You were just so enticed by my tails.
I got distracted talking to you.
Distracted you.
Yeah, exactly.
My bad.
I'm not. Wait, am I? Add. Project. Volo. Avatar. Size and post from garment file. There we go. There we go. I was right. I was using the wrong size. So now this doesn't fit. Oops.
That would have been awkward.
Well, I'm glad I noticed it now. I was like, I went to go save, and I was like, wait, this is wrong.
Because something's not right here.
I was like, wait, something's not right here. This is not the right size. Hey guys, done my pattern. I was just about to start working on a cosplay project using your arcane Jace pattern. Yay! I love Jace. I love Jace. I'm so glad that people are getting to use. Yippee! I'm so glad that people are getting to use Jace now that he's updated, because I really am proud of the updated pattern. Especially compared to the old one, which I feel bad whenever people will like message me and they're like, I'm in the middle of Jace and I'm confused. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm so sorry. I was confused too.
Sorry, brother.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. Can you make the new one instead? Are you too far in your project that you know? So hopefully having your stream in the background and listening to you be productive will make me be productive. That's the point of my streams, honestly. If people get anything from my streams, I hope it's that we all co-work together. Because personally, me streaming makes me so much more productive. Because I have to, like, pay attention. Not even I have to pay attention. I have to, like, get work done. Because people are coming to watch me on stream to watch me do work.
Yeah.
I heard Volo and immediately had flashbacks to the bars from Baldur's Gate 3 that accidentally takes your eyes out. That's
me
so
too.
real.
I also thought
I
of
would
that.
love if somebody commissioned me for that Volo, though. To be quite honest with you, that would be so fun. I would be so here for that.
I also thought of that because I don't know Pokemon that much. I'm not like.
I'm not.
This is
I'm
one
not
of
a
the things I
crazy
missed out
Pokehead.
in my. Yeah. So I heard Volo and I was like, that's exactly what I thought of. Hot glue
From
gun is
Baldur's
smoking.
Gate? Since when? Your hot glue gun smoking?
Like, okay. Wait, let me add context. I pulled the
Kimber?
trigger and like smoke came out of the smoke came out of the tip. It's a high temp hot glue gun. I've never used one before, so I'm guessing it's just really, really hot.
That's
and
so
smoke is coming out
scary.
when I squeeze it. You know what? It's fine.
That does not give me any. That does not give me any confidence. That actually makes me terrified for you.
No.
Also, Emloy says the PNG tuber animation is so cute. Right? Kimber made it like an hour before stream, and it's the cutest thing in the world. I'm so obsessed with it.
Thank you. I'm so happy too. I think it's adorable.
Can you open up like YCH comms on VGen for these?
Oh, you know what?
I'm telling you.
Kind of smart.
I think I just came up with a genius idea. Feel free to steal.
You're mine.
I'm a businessman first, and a human second, I guess.
I should. I might. It wasn't hard to make.
Volo is like, I hesitate to say a Kamida variant because that doesn't feel right. But he's like, introduces a normal dude to help you out and has a Togepi, and then later in the game, he's revealed to be nuts and wants to summon God / Arceus and some shit. With Giratina / the devil happens instead, I think. I didn't finish Legends, I'm a sham. Oh, okay.
Half those words don't exist, but I think I follow.
Half those words don't exist. So you must understand, Volo is that kind of guy. I kind of love him for that.
Yeah, the utmost affection. Me talking about anybody.
You talking about Z?
You talking about my OCs. Our minds.
You're weird little freak. Sometimes having OCs is just having weird little freaks.
It's true. Gosh! It's all falling apart.
Oh no.
It's okay.
5, 2.
We persevere.
Don't cry.
Don't cry. Hold on.
Don't cry, Volo, okay?
This does make me think. I don't know if anyone else does this. I don't recommend doing this, but I feel like if you're a crafter,
to give something crazy.
You do this. No, okay.
We're about to give like the most dangerous advice in the world.
Everyone does this if you're a crafter. When you use a hot glue gun and you just like full on your finger, use your finger to like wipe the excess.
Yes.
But I do that with a low temp hot glue gun. This is high temp.
I think you might die.
I think I might peel my finger off, and we don't want that.
Unfortunately, that would be bad.
I think that would not be good.
5.125. No,
Stormy, oh my gosh.
I like that you're like Strome. Oh my gosh, I'm listening to Fall Out Boy.
Sorry.
No, I have a YouTube video coming out tomorrow that's like 50 tips from 50 cosplayers, and one of them is about how to like mess with your hot glue without burning your fingers. And while I was filming, I was like, it didn't end up making it in the final video, but I literally just started like talking, and I'm like, no, I just touch the hot glue with my fingers. I just touch it. Like,
I just touch it.
I don't know what you want me to say. I'm just touching it.
You got closer, and I didn't like that. You were in my ear.
Sorry, I was adjusting my phone. I was adjusting my phone because I looked over at Zanirith and I realized that my phone is a little bit too low. And so I was just looking, Zanirith was just looking like she was staring at the sky all the time. I was like, I need to fix her. Y'all are crazy over there. Hot glue scary to me. I got weak fingers. No, seriously. At this point, I have like calluses on my fingers from years of like crafting, that it's not that bad. But
No,
at the same time, if I'm using like a high temp hot glue gun, to be fair, my hot glue gun that I had until about a year ago was from the Dollarama, and it cost me $3. So it didn't get very hot. And now I have like a fancy hot glue gun, and I have like these like silicone finger covers, and I try and use those.
Yeah.
Other than that,
No, I
I'm, like,
100%
dying.
don't recommend touching hot glue with your bare fingers. You know.
You know.
Don't do that. It's not good. However, in a pinch,
I give good cosplay safety advice because I've done it all. I jokingly say I have
do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly, do as I say, not as I do. I jokingly say I have Teflon fingers every time I'm crafting with high heat stuff and touch it and go, ow, when honestly.
Ow.
That's me. I'll like stab myself with a sewing needle and I'll just go, aww. And then sometimes this is my weird thing. I did submit the tip to use chopsticks when using hot glue because I'm Asian and our solution to everything is chopsticks. Okay, you're the tip that's in the video. You're the tip that's in the video.
That's awesome.
Because I think that's kind of genius. I'm kind of like so here for that.
Hello?
I was like, wait. I never even considered that. Yeah, tomorrow's video is literally 18 minutes of pure cosplay tips sourced from the community. It's kind of awesome. I'm very excited about it.
So excited.
But yeah, I'm a bit of a weirdo because if I'm like hand sewing something and I stab myself, and I like start like slightly bleeding, I will find one spot on my costume that's on the inside of the costume that can't be seen from the outside, and I will just press my blood into it. Because I think it's really you have to hear me out. I think it's really funny to have like a blood sacrifice inside of my costumes that nobody else knows about except for me.
Oh my god.
I think it's funny. It's literally made of blood, sweat, and tears. Sam gets it. You see? Sam gets it. My cosplays are made of blood, sweat, and tears, and when I say blood, I mean it literally. I don't purposefully make myself bleed, but if it happens, you know? I'm not gonna stop it.
That is the most unhinged thing I've ever heard. That is wild.
Cosplaying is just pain and suffering, but we enjoy doing it to ourselves. Exactly. You guys have to understand, I'm not crazy. Scrap Baby has blood in her from when I kept stabbing myself with a needle sewing wefts into her wig, but it's fine. She has red in her hair anyways. See? See? Sam gets me.
My goodness gracious. I heard that when I start to bleed a little, and then so I look at a piece of inside my costume, and I was like, no,
you're like, no
way,
there's no way. There is a way. HOTTOGO. Disclaimer, the blood is nowhere on the wefts, it's inside the cap. Okay. It's close to your head. That's where the blood comes from anyway.
Goodness gracious, y'all.
We're aging Kimber. We're aging Kimber by the moment. Kimber's like, I regret coming on stream, actually. Anybody who comes and hangs out with me on stream has to deal with the fact that I'm like a little bit strange.
A little bit?
What the?
You just told me you put blood in your costume.
Okay. And I'm just a guy, okay? You can't come at me. I'm just a guy.
Goodness gracious.
Kimber, haha, yeah,
Okay.
I touch hot glue with my fingers to smear it.
All
Also,
right.
Kimber, guys, why is there blood in your costume?
There-
Kimber, you
there is
have a
such-
theater degree. You have definitely seen weirder things.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna shame you for that. You're getting
I
shamed.
have no comment. I have no.
I have no comment.
I
Because
have
you
no
know I'm
comment.
right. Because you know I'm right.
I do not. I have no comment. I say nothing.
Why did Zenirth just die?
She could not take it.
Oh, there she is. Baby girl, get back here. She doesn't want to be part of this conversation anymore. She's like, enough.
I also, speaking about
You also don't want to be part of this conversation?
for cosplays. Nothing.
I was like, okay. Goodbye.
I'm also done. Goodbye. Bloop bloop.
Keep walking.
Another thing that I've done recently, while I learned while working on Toga, I use like condiment bottles that I found at Hobby Lobby. For her, she has like little blood sucker bottle things. And I use condiment bottles for them because like the shape was similar and I didn't feel like using anything else. But the plastic is so thick on the bottom, and I needed to connect tubes to the plastic for the cosplay. And
Yes.
hot glue was not sticking, obviously, because it's vinyl tubes and plastic bottles. It's not gonna stick.
Yeah.
So I tried scoring the plastic. It still didn't stick. So I was like, okay, I need to make holes into these. But my X-Acto knife and my rusty dusty box cutter were not cutting it. It wasn't, I couldn't get through. So I used the tip of my hot glue gun, because
Okay.
my mini hot glue gun is all metal on the tip. And I pressed that sucker into the bottom of the condiment bottle and slowly melted the plastic until it made a
Oh.
hole, and then I slowly chipped away at it. So if you ever need to melt something,
Your
Hey.
hot glue gun.
hot glue gun, it might work. I also used it to bend the vinyl tubing because of the heat.
These are Kimber hacks. These are
That's-
original Kimber hacks.
Kimber
Straight from the
hacks.
source.
Getting them now. Get them while they're hot.
Get
Your
them,
hot glue gun.
get them while they're hot, just like your hot glue gun, which you put your fingers into.
Exactly. All right. I don't see. I didn't. That wasn't necessary.
No, I do think it was.
All right, man. Try to have a good time.
Are you? Are you
I'm
having a
having
good time? Okay, good. We like end stream and Kimber just messages me and is like, I don't think I want to come back, by the way.
That would be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Like, this is just the end of our friendship.
The things
Almost-
we do for cosplay.
Almost 2 years and we're
Real.
done.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's crazy. I'm gonna touch hot glue. I'll let you know how it goes.
You're about
Ow.
to touch hot glue? The very quiet ow. Come on.
I've done some not questionable things, but things that
No,
I knew
questionable.
would yeah, a little questionable, but things I also knew wouldn't be for the benefit of the longevity of the cosplay for cosplay before. I'll make sure the hot glue still affects hot. Exactly.
Exactly. You need to make sure it's hot.
How do I know it's hot? It's in the name, but like I don't know that.
Is there a 3D model of Volo in his outfit? Okay, there's him in his other outfit. No. Somebody posted, what about the other appearance? To be fair, sometimes it is cold, and then it's cold glue, and you kind of can't do anything with it. It's just a stick.
That's true. That's true. Especially when it's not plugged in. More stories with Kimber about her hot glue gun. I accidentally, not once, not twice, like 5 or 6 times at this point, have left my hot glue gun plugged in all night long because I forget to unplug it.
Oh, I've done that.
So
I've done that.
Yeah.
I did that once when I was a teenager and my mom yelled at me. And I was like, yeah, you know
That's
what?
really
Fair. Once again, my hot glue gun was from the dollar store. That thing could have caught fire so easily.
Yeah.
I need to pull up a video.
Do not
of this
recommend.
Guy.
Yeah. I've done that myself. We've all been there as a teenager and full. See, I'm 26. I should remember.
I'm 26.
Not
I should know better.
However, I have the memory of a very dried walnut. Sometimes it's very difficult to remember.
A very dried walnut?
Not just partially, very dried.
That's so specific. Oh, he's like these weird star-shaped things that hang from his hips. Okay. Sorry, talking to myself.
How dare you? I can't believe you
doing my job. Forgive me.
Oh my gosh, the back of this cosplay. Like, looking at it, it looked great. If anyone were to look at the back of any of the pieces I've made, holy moly.
Like, in what way?
Like, it looks like an unfinished, unpainted, drywalled house.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to make it look good from like 2.5 angles.
Listen, 5-foot rule. 5-foot rule. If it looks good from 5
That's
feet
what
away,
I keep
fine.
telling myself.
You're fine. Also, it's YetiCon. Not to be like people are usually wearing casual cosplays at YetiCon, but people are usually wearing casual cosplays at YetiCon.
Yeah.
I remember walking around YetiCon when I went in 2022 as Molly Mock in full body paint, and the amount of friends who came up to me and they're like, "You're wearing that at Yeti?" And I was like, "I didn't realize that we didn't do this. My bad. I'm just having fun."
That's how it is for when I drive down and go to Onicon. That's on like the Gulf. So it's like right on the water.
Yeah.
And I wore full Senshi, and there was like 1 or 2 people who were like full cosplays, but a lot of people were very low key, chill cosplays.
I'm excited to wear some low-key chill cosplays. I finally have Sunday figured out. I did not have Sunday figured out for the longest time. Yeah, Peter and I are gonna wear our roller skating Barbie movie Barbie and Ken again.
Nice.
Because we think it'd be perfect, and their costumes we already have, and they're costumes that are comfortable.
That's so real.
So we can just be cozy and chill out.
I was telling someone who is going to Katsucon in like February. They were like, I don't know how people do the 3 cosplays. It's like kind of like scary to me. And I'm like, honestly, what I do and what a lot of people do is you pick like 1, maybe 2 fully involved cosplays, and then you have a very easy cosplay that you do on like Sunday.
Oh god,
and that's how a lot of people usually do it.
That was me at C2E2. Rhea Ripley just became my cosplay I wore when I didn't want to wear any other cosplays. Because she was just so comfortable.
No, literally.
She was so
I
comfortable,
only
even
have
if I was a
room.
little bit cold.
Maybe if you were a little chilly. I only have room for the 2 cosplay. I have room for a third, but I don't have a third prepared. So I only have the 2 cosplays, and Toga's like my fully involved one, and Pim is like
Yeah.
my easy one.
Yeah, you're coming on a plane, so
Yeah. If I
I
had her
found a
ready, I would bring
reference.
Pinkie Pie, but I don't.
Oh, I thought you were bringing Pinkie Pie. Sad.
No, I have the wig and the ears, and I'll have the contacts soon, but I don't have. I did Pinkie Pie like 2017, 2018.
Oh God,
I don't have any of the clothes
what
that I had
child?
when I did hair the first time. Yeah, the
What little
only
kid?
thing I have left over is the ears. It was really sweet. It was one of those cosplays where it was like, because you don't see a lot of My Little Pony these days. Um, so there wasn't like a lot of like going on, but I did run into this sweet, oh my gosh. It was like a 4 or 5 year old little girl
Oh,
dressed as Princess Luna, and she was so excited to see me, and I was like, oh god. It was so sweet.
that's so cute.
It was adorable. I was like, you're the reason I do this. I do it for me, but also I do it for you.
But I do it for you. I do it for me, the grown-ass adult. But kids getting excited over your cosplay is the best. I'll never forget the one time I was dressed up when I was like 17 as Hippolyta, Wonder Woman's mother from the Wonder Woman movie. Like the weirdest thing imaginable. And some kid thought I was Wonder Woman, and I just went with it, and it was awesome.
Oh,
And
feel like
then
when kids love your cosplays best. Yeah, I agree.
it's the best feeling. It's like I don't care for anybody else's approval, but if there's like a little kid who thinks that I'm like awesome, I'm like this is the best.
Exactly.
I do not crave approval from others. However, if when a kid walks away from me, they go, "Oh my god, mom, that was Wonder Woman." I'll think about it for the rest of my life. I'm 24
Oh,
now, and that was me when I was 17, and I still think about
I'm
it.
still thinking about it.
Do not think that is big enough. Oh, that might be big enough. Mm. A little girl dressed as Elena of Avalor chased me down when I was in Sora, and we had a whole few minutes of me in character calling her princess and letting her hold my keyblade and getting pictures. And after photos, she hugged me so hard I almost fell over. Shut up,
Oh,
man! Do not talk to
baby.
me. Ah! Something scary just happened.
What happened?
Oh, I went to go simulate the fabric and it just like happened. Terrifying time. It's
Yeah.
like I was a real Disney face character. Now see, and that's the only time Sora's ever gonna get that experience. When kids think you're a real character, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to disappoint you because I'm not an acting character person. So I'm just like, thanks, buddy.
Oh.
I will for a kid. If a kid thinks I'm the real deal, I will for them. Is that what they look like on the reference? Am I crazy? Yes, but
What
this
an
isn't.
interesting shape.
What I'm working on?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
little pointy star
he's got
thing.
like two little like hip stars.
Kind of love it.
Like I'm kind of here for it. Can I make it like an oval, please?
This hot glue gun's making it hot in my room.
Ooh.
Like, I need to put my hair up, but I don't have hair tie. It's over.
You're hated.
The world keeps pushing me down. Never mind, I found one. The world loves me.
Never mind, we're so back.
We're so back. Crisis averted. Crash out postponed.
Never mind, guys. I am, in fact, healed.
I'm a normal.
Is that gonna work? Yes! I posted my video on Instagram today of me talking about my C2E2 con creep story of the guy who wanted to, like, take a photo with me with, like, his hips against my butt.
Yeah.
And I literally can see notifications pop up. I've seen at least 2 of them so far of people being like, "Oh my god, this happened to me at C2 too." I'm like, every time I post this video on a different platform, I get more comments of people being like, "Oh yeah, this guy does it all the time at C2E2." And I'm like, "Oh my god. We have to kill
And
this
no one's
man
done something
in
about it.
Minecraft. We have to kill him in Minecraft."
So gross.
So nasty. Get a job. Leather full grain. Let's get some fun colors in here. Let's get some funny colors.
Silly colors. It was one time I hadn't been to like a whole lot of cons before
30
a
gram
certain
water.
age, but oh, hydration check.
Everybody has to take a sip right now, and you're legally required to tell me what you're drinking. I'm drinking water out of a water bottle that is purposely meant to look like I'm drinking out of a container of antifreeze. Anyways, continue your story. Think my waiter.
Oh yeah, I hadn't been to a lot of cons at a certain point. And when I started going back again, I think it was like right before COVID happened. I went to a con and this old man came up to me. This is a good story. This old man came up to me and he's like, "Hey, I really like your cosplay." And I was like, "Thank you." And he had this sign and he was like, "Would you be okay if I took a picture of you holding this sign?" And I was wearing froppy, so it was a very like not super body con because I got it a little too big, but it was still like a body showing fit.
Yeah.
And he gave me the sign and I read it and it was just a simple sign that said cosplay is not consent. And I was like, "Yeah, you can." So I held the sign and he took a picture and it made me happy. I was like, "You're all right. You're cool." This like little, little old guy. Just like, "You're cool."
I'm like, "Yeah, I'm glad you know. I'm glad somebody knows."
Glad you know. It's so sweet. He was so nice.
That is really sweet.
That was the same con that I saw the pastel My Hero Academia people at.
And they changed your
An
life
eventful
forever.
con for me. They did.
Now you can't stop thinking about it so much that you had to become it.
Exactly.
These little side star things are so delightful to me. Why do they look like this?
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Oh my god, I haven't redeemed my daily haunting today. I should steal my daily haunting.
Oh my gosh, I haven't either.
I'm gonna steal one. What we got? Katie Harley again? It's always Katie Harley. It looks like that because Arceus has big old star rings around its torso. I am actually kind of obsessed with that.
I wonder if the redeem works for me.
What Sam got?
Sam also got one.
Sam got Sam!
Yay!
Yay! Sam got Sam. I can't wait until after YetiCon when there's new images of all of you. Oh my god, Kimber, yours works again.
Yay!
You got me throwing up. What joy. Wow, Kimber, look, you got me Ralphing. How cute.
Ew.
You don't call it that?
Ew. I've never heard someone call it Ralphing.
No. No
Sometimes
way.
I think you just make things up.
I
don't
do
know.
not. I'm 100% serious. That is a phrase. That's a real phrase. I'm not crazy. Kimber's trying to gaslight me on stream. I've never heard that before either. Am I crazy?
Thank you.
I'm going to Google Ralphing.
If it's on Urban Dictionary, it doesn't count.
No. If you Google Ralphing, it comes up with verb, informal, North American. Vomit.
Okay. I'm not. No,
It's
you made it up.
it's an old US youth term. I was gonna say maybe it's Canadian. No, it's from America.
Old. You're just old.
I'm old?
Yeah,
You're older
cool.
than me.
I'm cool and hip. I'm cool and hip. I don't know.
What the? No.
The kids these days say yak. They don't say Ralph.
You just don't like me. You don't like me and you don't want to see me succeed. I understand.
What can I say? I just love to tear you down, I guess.
You do. You're like my number one enemy.
That's why I'm in your streams. I hate watch.
You literally are my mod to sabotage me. It's not even funny. You're not even here for like fun and joy and whimsy. You're here to like cause me destruction.
Malice pain.
You're here to plot my downfall.
I am every day.
Nobody else is plotting my downfall like Kimber is.
Your truest fan. A hater. What can I say? I take pride in my job. Oh, this is kind of ugly. That's alright.
Being a hater is a full-time job. I was about to say, does anybody remember that one episode of that one TV show? And I couldn't remember the name of the TV show. I remembered what it was. It was obscure anime AKB 0048, and nobody remembers that.
Okay. Okay, Grandpa. It's okay.
All right, Grandpa, let's get you to bed.
Let's get you to lay down.
Sam remembers it. It's like an episode where one of the like new girls, because like it's an idol anime. One of like the new idol girls gets like a fan. Not even a fan, it's like her first hater, and he sends her like a cryptic video message. Don't get me started, Sam. Don't get me started. I was looking at them on eBay the other day. Gets like a cryptic like video fan message from like a guy in his room, and he's like, I hate you because I think that you're gonna replace my favorite girl. And so they have like a meet and greet handshake event, and this guy from the video shows up and like shakes her hand and is like mean about it. And then 2 minutes later, there's like a bomb that goes off in the building. And everybody thinks it's this guy from the handshake event. But then he learns to like love this girl and like become a fan of her because she like saves him during the bomb threat when she realizes it isn't him that like set off the bomb. She like saves him and gets him to safety. And then he's like, maybe you're not so bad. And then we see him later on in the show and he's got like posters of her in like his creepy basement.
That's
like he's
so funny but weird.
He's still like creepy and scary, but he's just like her fan now too.
It's so funny.
No, Sam, I think I still own it. I own like an AKB 0048 costume that I bought during the pandemic. And the anime girl in question is like, my first hater. She's so funny about it. I think I bought one during the pandemic and then it didn't fit me. So I think I have it still. It just does not fit me. Which is even funnier. Because I just own this like obscure cosplay that I can't wear.
Just for fun.
Just like for me time. Just like for enrichment in my space, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like leaves in your enclosure.
Just like leaves in my enclosure. You understand me.
I get you. I am your biggest hater.
Shut up! You have to fight with Peter for that term.
I'd go fisticuffs with Peter.
Do you think you could take him on?
I did learn karate when I was like 9. Maybe.
I did learn karate when I was like 9. Like, I don't mean to flex.
Not to brag, but I did lift weights when I was 12.
Not to brag proceeds to brag.
I did lift weights when I was 12. Sure, it was 14 years ago, but like, who's counting?
But like, I could lift weights now. Just you wait.
I'm just saying, my guns, my muscles, kind of swole. I don't know.
I genuinely, speaking of AKB0048, I genuinely want to make a video, like a YouTube video someday, that's like explaining the weirdest idol anime you've never seen. The 14-year-old that still lives inside you can do it. There's a what?
Get her out!
She has homework to do!
What was I doing when I was 14? I was 14. I was like, what, 2015? I was like a freshman, sophomore in high school. I just started theater. My butt was doing Grease. We were doing Grease.
That's a serve.
That's also when I broke my wrist and I stopped lifting weights.
Oh no. You were
You were
lifting
lifting
weights,
weights,
remember?
remember? Ah, you're right. How could I forget? My bench presses.
The swollest 14-year-old you've ever seen. It's crazy. We don't know how she does that.
What can I say? I'm just built different.
Built crazy.
Built for lifting weights.
Built like a brick.
All right.
What?
Built like a brick. Yeah, man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Built like a brick. Something scary happened here.
It's just in My Hero Academia. It's true.
What is going on? Something scary happened here.
I think it's a little. I think something's happening. It could just be a hunch. I think something's happening.
But I think something is happening.
I will say this about
Oh.
Pokemon. Pokemon's designs are really good about making asymmetrical designs look appealing.
There we go. Got it. They are. I do love a good Pokemon design. I always find that Pokemon has like fun little designs.
Yeah.
I wish I could make this avatar. Wait. That didn't work. What the hell? Can I get rid of all of your textures, please?
Oh my gosh, hot glue is dripping onto my mat.
Ah!
Whoops. Ew, whoopsies. Do I have anything else to hot glue? Yeah.
Do you have anything else to hot glue? Yeah.
I like hot gluing things.
When I was 14, I was not the swollest 14-year-old in the world. As a matter of fact, I had to take my like government assigned single semester gym class. Um, and they would make us run 2 kilometers once a week around the neighborhood that my school was in. And we had 20 minutes to do it. And they would always go back inside before I was done. They'd be like, if you don't finish it in 20 minutes, we're going back inside to continue like gym class and we'll leave like one teacher out here to wait for you. Because they assumed that we were like lazy and choosing to walk the 2K, when in reality, I was just like wickedly out of shape and unable to run 2 kilometers in 20 minutes. I could walk it in like 22. But they were so strict about 20 that they were like, get back here in 20 or else we're going inside. And so I was like, okay,
so
go inside
funny.
then.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, I can't change who I am.
Kind of reminds me of when I was in athletics in 7th and 8th grade, which if you had a school kind of like similar to mine, you know that was the PE class for like the kids who did the sports.
Oh.
And so because I played volleyball and
Oh yes.
It went volleyball, basketball,
You were a baller
track and
as
field,
well.
and cross country. Exactly. I love to ball. And the first year I did it, I played volleyball. And then after volleyball was done, it was basketball. But if you weren't in basketball, you were training for cross country and track and field. I didn't do basketball. So I was training for cross country and track and field, even though I wasn't going to do it. I still had to train for it.
Yeah.
Let me paint a picture.
Okay, I'm listening.
In softball, I was a cleanup batter. I was the 4th batter. I was the batter who, if anyone was going to get a home run, that's who the cleanup batter was. I was third base because I could throw. I was catcher because I could throw. So I'm a weight person. My muscles were like my benefit. I was not a cardio person. I was not fast, and I wasn't built to be fast. So training for cross country was not the most joyous thing I've ever done in my life because I am not a cardio person. And
you're not meant to cross country lines.
I'm not meant to go cross country. I can maybe make it to my living room if I really try. I'm not cross country. And every day we had to run cross country, which was like a little under a mile, I think. It's either a little under or a little over. And we had to do it in 7 minutes or less. And if you didn't do it in 7 minutes or less, you then had to do sprints, which we would do short sprints across the short length of a football field. We would do like 5 or 6 or something.
Okay.
I only made it under 7 minutes once, and I kid you not, it was like 6 minutes and 58 seconds. I barely made it, but every other time I had to do these sprints. So you're first of all running across country trying to make it under 7 minutes, and if you don't make it, then you had to do the sprints. It was
This
horrible.
is crazy. What type of children were they trying to raise over there? It was Texas.
It was Texas.
That's all you need to know.
Next year in 8th grade, I was smart. My ass was smart. I did volleyball, and then I was a basketball manager. So I didn't have to play basketball, but I also didn't have to train because I was managing the basketball team. Because I was not doing that again. That sucked.
Smart.
I hate running. Oh, I hate running.
Even now, I hate running. Oh, I forgot to bike today. Oh no. I've been
Oh
trying to bike. I've been trying to
no.
bike every day. I did really well
You're doing
yesterday.
really good.
I have been doing really good. But I forgot today. I got distracted. There's a very large, very fluffy Chapel Roan wig behind me that every time I walk into this basement I need to start working on her. She calls to me like the Green Goblin mask.
I had a friend who did her.
A friend who did track slash
Yeah.
cross country, and I've heard plenty of horror stories from her, so this is just validating my aversion. I signed up for cross country and like track and field when I was like 7 or 8, maybe 10. I don't know. I was like a child. Because I really was always obsessed. Because if you tried out for track and field and you were like the best in your school, you got to go to like the regional track and field, and that meant you got to skip school for the day and go to the track and field where they fed you freezies. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And I
So
remember
funny.
that I was real for that. I would do that too. That's why I played soccer. I played like soccer as a kid specifically because they had snacks at the end of soccer, and I thought that was awesome. Um, but like I specifically signed up for the 2 track and field events that nobody else had signed up for, so that all I had to do was finish it and I could make it to the track and field regionals, which were the 400-meter, so almost half a kilometer, um, or like 1 lap, and the long jump. And I make it to the track and field, and I immediately get disqualified from the long jump because I guess I was long jumping wrong. I'm talking, I left my school and I like go to the regionals, and I'm representing my school at the regionals. And I immediately get disqualified from track and field. And then my cross country is not for another 5 hours. So I sit around for 5 hours, and that's time for my cross country. And I get so winded halfway through running the cross country that I had to stop running and like wheeze my way to the finish line. I think I maybe had childhood asthma or something. I genuinely don't know. I could not do any sort of physical activity. I was so bad at it. And I remember getting to the end of the cross country, and I finished 2 minutes after all the other kids. And I remember saying to my teacher, "We get participation ribbons, right?" Because every other kid every other year got participation ribbons. And my teacher looks at me so sadly and she goes, "They aren't doing those this year." Imagine having to tell like a wheezing, dying, like 8-year-old that they don't get their
That's
funny
so
rainbow ribbon.
funny.
Like, I could run a 400-meter these days. I'm a grown adult. As a child, it was a nightmare for me. I don't know how I did. I don't know, but I was like dying.
That is so freaking funny.
I was just a boy, you see. You don't understand.
Honestly, kind of your coach's fault if they didn't teach you how to
They didn't teach me
do
how
the
to long
long
jump.
right? They just said, "Yep, that's good enough."
They just said have fun. And I was like, okay, cool.
As children, we see always hear skip school and don't read the terms and conditions.
Exactly. And that's how I
There
ended
was
up
one
doing track
time.
and field I was not supposed to be doing.
Exactly. You know what? And now you have a funny story.
Listen, everything in my life is just me doing a series of fails, but they end up funny, so it's fine.
Oh, it's okay. When I was in 5th grade, we had this thing called Starbase. I
Oh.
don't know if they still do it. I kind of hope they do. Um, and Starbase was this program that one kid from every class was picked to go. And on Wednesdays, you would leave the school and skip like over half the school day to go to this little like day camp thing where they taught you about physics and how to plot like graphs for like space landings and how
This
they
sounds
taught you
cool as
how to
hell.
like it was so cool. We 3D printed little name tags, and my group, I was part of group Gamma, and my name was like Galaxy. And we learned all of these cool things, and I felt so cool because my teacher chose me to do it. I got to skip class, and I got to learn about like space and aero engineering at like I was like 10 or 11 years old. It was awesome. It was so cool.
That sounds so sick.
It was awesome. That's how we met. I had a really good friend. Her name was Abir, and that's how we met because we'd sit together on the bus over there.
That's how the best childhood friendships are formed. You have to sit on the bus together.
Exactly.
Excuse me. Okay, I'm getting somewhere with this. I'm speaking something. I'm speaking some sort of language right now, you see.
Lads, I think we're creating.
Lads, I think we are making something.
I think this is what the kids call craft.
No way.
I know.
Oh, my Twitch warriors, please be brave during the ads. I miss you so dearly. Please be brave during the ads. I hope you enjoy them. If you get a weird military ad, you're legally obligated to tell me because I think it's funny. Iro Benjamin on YouTube says, hi, how are you?
Hi.
Welcome to the stream. We're just working on some Pokemon patterns right now and also just yapping. The power of sitting here and yapping as you craft is unmatched.
I love to yap.
I love to yap.
I did find something else to hot glue, just so in case anyone was worried.
In case anybody was like worried or concerned, you made it.
Exactly. I did find something else that I could hot glue.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. Someone's got to be.
And if it's not me, well,
God, no.
getting an ad for Instacart featuring a kid whose friends are having a sleepover without him, so the parents Instacart sleepover stuff for themselves. But I'm like inaccurate. My mom would have called the other parents like, hey, my daughter's in tears. Why the fuck are you not doing inviting her? Get them.
I know what ad you're talking about too. That is so funny. I've seen that
That is
one.
so funny. Not quite long enough. Actually, I could stand to make the sleeves longer.
I keep getting this ad.
Speak to me.
It's like a. Do you know Chase Bank?
I know of Chase Bank, yes.
I keep getting this Chase Bank ad about banking with Chase. And it's something about like instant pay or like monitoring bank accounts, like kids' bank accounts linked to your account so you can monitor the like money.
Yeah.
And it keeps going where they're like, instead of your parents going with the kids and being like, you should totally get this shirt, YOLO, or the mom being like, oh my god, we could be like twinsies. The ad keeps going from that line, the mom going, oh my god, we could be twinsies, to how was shopping? I saw you stayed in budget. And then the kid goes, thanks, mom. And then that's it. And it is so funny to me.
Thanks, mom.
Like, thanks, mom. Like, all right.
Like, come on now. Sometimes I want to know what goes on in those meetings when they decide what to put in the ads. As a person with a marketing degree, they have to go through so many people And sometimes this is something that I've learned. Sometimes they will purposely make ads weird so that you talk about them. They'll be like,
I believe that.
they'll be like, we'll make this like just a little bit off base enough that like the average person is like, oh, okay.
It's people talking, and that's really what they want at the end of the day.
Exactly. I remember being in school for marketing, and every year, the day after the Super Bowl, it was like Christmas
Oh my
for us because
gosh.
we'd have so much to talk about in class.
I can imagine.
Our teachers would be
Oh my
like,
gosh.
who watched the game last night? And then they'd like do a count. They'd be like, who watched the game for the sports? And like some people would raise their hands and they'd be like, and who watched the game for the advertisements?
Bunch of nerds.
Literally. I went to nerd school for nerds. I went to business school for nerds.
You know what? They got us there. We do talk about the weird ones.
Exactly. We do talk about the weird ones.
Like, we can't be mad if they're right.
Oh, that makes a hole on both shoulders.
Where's my paintbrush?
Where's my super suit? Honey. Sorry.
Where's my super suit?
Sorry, you like activated the sleeper agent within me.
My bad. Hey.
Oh. There we go. This is such a strange design in terms of like weird symmetry.
Yeah.
Oh, my computer's making noises. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Your computer has not liked Chloe recently.
No, it hasn't. To be fair, Chloe is like a very CPU GPU heavy program, which is the primary reason why I bought a computer
Yeah.
and not working off my laptop anymore was because I was like, this computer takes up so much. This program takes up so much of the existing like specs of my laptop.
Doing that and streaming, nightmare.
VTube Studio is very, very heavy on a computer.
I wonder why. Is it because of how many like tiny little points of like movement there are?
Oh yeah. And like for example, I'm gonna move Zenirith. Her textures are like 8,000 pixels wide. Like her textures alone, like look at this. This is as far as I can zoom in, and she's like not blurry at all.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so
she's not taking
crispy.
up the entire screen. Hi.
Oh,
This is actually
she's so cute.
this is actually a good moment to show up. Look at her glitter freckles. Aren't they so cute?
I love them.
She's such a darling
Sweet
to
girl.
me. Like why would you ever be mean to her? She's just a girl.
She's just a girl.
I also wager VTube Studio is chunky because it's got your camera plus facial tracking plus streaming to Twitch and YouTube. Hilariously enough, streaming to Twitch and YouTube doesn't actually take a lot of resources on my computer. It just takes up a lot of Wi-Fi, but we have the best Wi-Fi money can buy because I live in a house with 4 gamers, or at least 3
That's really
gamers and a
funny.
guy who doesn't have a computer. Like both of my roommates, there are times where both of them are like online PC gaming, and then I'm down here and I'm also PC gaming, or I'm like streaming or something. So we have like chunky Wi-Fi.
That's so
account for
funny.
that.
I love that.
Oh. Which side's the back? But VTube Studio, here's just an ad for speedy Wi-Fi waiting to happen. Literally. I think, what was I saying? VTube Studio is because it's got like the facial tracking, and I don't just use VTube Studio. I use like a secondary program called VBridger, and VBridger essentially is like an entirely other program that like is essentially, I use a program on my phone which then connects to VBridger, which then connects to VTube Studio, and VBridger lets me do more like advanced tracking. Like that's the reason Zenirith can make all these like crazy mouth shapes. Because without VBridger, essentially what you can do with a VTuber mouth is you can do smile and frown and open and closed. And that's kind of like it. You can do like a little bit more than that, but that's pretty much the basics, like for mouths. So you've got like an open mouth or a closed mouth. You're not really making like different shapes. So that's why Zenirith can like shrug her mouth and move in all different directions, is because I use VBridger and then I had it rigged to work with VBridger. But I think it's worth it simply because I think her mouth tracking is utterly insane.
It's really good.
Those are just the words that I'm saying. Wow, technology. VTubing is so complicated, and I don't even have a complicated VTuber. I have like one of, you could objectively say, a more simple one. And even then, she's like very complicated. Like, for example, let me zoom in on her again. Her earrings like shift perspective when she turns her head.
So cool.
Like, it's so cool. And then she's got like her mouse tracked seam ripper and all of her physics. And like her eyes, she's got like eye physics when she blinks. Like she's so complicated. I love her. I say it all the time. She's worth every penny I spent, and I spent a lot of money on her.
That was a lot of pennies.
Scratch's head. It was a tax write-off. It was a tax write-off about 1 year into spending money on her when I realized it could be a tax write-off. The first year of me paying off Zenirith is not a tax write-off because I didn't realize I could.
That's so funny.
Which I think is hilarious, personally.
21 Pilots.
21 Pilots? What are they doing here?
What are you doing here?
Waiting for them to play Gangnam Style.
Who are you? Different lives I live. My body lives on that glass room. I can make them test it.
Let's do that on the back, too. Yes.
Ooh.
What 21 Pilots song is it? I'm curious now.
Chlorine.
Oh, okay.
Oh. For some reason, I thought this was a COVID song. I get it mixed up because it came out with a song called Quarantine, but I listened to the song so much during quarantine.
God bless. We all had those songs we were listening to like crazy during COVID. Mine was the Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack. We're not gonna talk about it.
I think. What was I doing during? That was. We had just done She Kills Monsters and then Blood Wedding, and then COVID happened. I don't think I was listening to any musicals. I might have done my rounds every once in a blue moon. I'll do my rounds of listening through Heather's, listening through Be More Chill, and listening through The Greatest Showman.
Of course.
I might have been in one of those. It feels like it would have been a Be More Chill era.
Be More Chill quarantine.
You know what it might have been? Hold on. I need to look something up. Hold on. Please hold.
Holding.
Oh
Oh,
gosh,
that's
there's so much stuff in my way.
Be safe.
Yes. Okay. You know what it
Okay.
probably was?
Speak
I was
to me.
probably listening to the soundtrack of Steven Universe the movie.
That sounds about right for you.
It came out 2019, but September of 2019. So like I would listen to it for quite a few months. So it probably was like edging into the start of COVID because I turned 21 that February. And
Whoa.
then that's the spring break of the following month.
Yeah.
We never came back from spring break. That was fun. So it was probably that's what it was.
My last COVID memory, because we weren't on like spring break or anything. We just went home for a weekend and then never came back. My COVID memory specifically was we were having like a conversation in class before class started about how the residence buildings at my college just had mice. And I have like a photo on my phone of all of us trying to figure out all the words that rhymed with mice. And it's just like a writing on the whiteboard of like all different words that rhyme with mice for some reason. And I remember my professor walking in and being like, "What are you guys doing?" And we were like, "Don't worry about it, girl.
Don't even worry about it."
Like, it's best if you don't really think about it, because the more you think about it, the more it's going to hurt you."
I remember thinking we did Bloodwedding February, and I was set designer and head of scene shop for creating the set for Bloodwedding, and then I ended up getting roped into acting also in Bloodwedding. I was Leonardo's wife. Because something happened with the original actress who was Leonardo's wife, so they asked me if I was an actor, and I was like, yeah. And they were like, can you do this? And I was like, yeah.
You're like, sure.
So I set designed, led the set build, and then was in the play. And I remember we did our last performance because it was right before spring break, and we left for spring break. And I remember thinking, oh gosh, we have to strike after spring break because we didn't strike before spring break. And then spring break was extended a week. And I was like, I wonder if they're going to strike it for us. And then we never went back. So I don't have any pictures of this set, which is so infuriating because it was 3 platforms all on a slope on each other. So one was on an incline, and then there was another one on an opposite incline on top of it, and then a third one doing the same thing. And it inclined from the back on the first ones, and then it went inwards on the second, and then outwards on the third. It was a very hard set to build, and I don't have any pictures of it.
That's so sad.
So devastated. It was so sad because I only have pictures of She Kills Monsters, which I was Agnes in, but I came by to help build. And then after I did that, the head scene shop professor was like, "Hey, you're here helping build. Do you want to work here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." So that's how I got the job. And then we did the night Thoreau spent in jail, and I helped build the set for Throw. And I have pictures of that because that was really cool. We had like 16-foot tall walls for it.
Oh. Okay, budget.
And then they were I don't know about budget. We took 2 flats and nailed them together and prayed. And that's how it worked. It was kind of not super safe, but like, hey, it worked.
Like, hey.
And so we did Thoreau, and then we did the Bloodwing was the last one. And I have pictures of She Kills and Thoreau. Theater problems.
Theater problems.
I remember striking through. I'm gonna keep yapping. My bad. Just tell me to stop whenever.
You're allowed to yap. I like listening. Tell me your theater stories.
We were striking through, and because it was like 5 panels of flats, which are like the walls.
Yeah.
For the people who don't super know the terminology. The flats are the walls. We had a main one in the middle. That's where the bars were, because if you don't know, the night Thoreau spent in jail is about a guy who spent a night in jail.
No way.
And so that's where, like, I know, crazy concept.
I would have never guessed.
So that's where, like, the jail cell bars were. And then we had flats on either side. Those were the 16-foot tall ones. And then we had flats on the ends to kind of sandwich the super tall ones to keep them sturdy. And so the first flats we had to take down was the big ones, because that was the safest thing to do.
Damn, did you spoil the plot for us?
I spoiled the entire plot for you.
Why would you do that?
Thoreau did spend the night in jail. I'm so sorry.
Kimber.
So the first flats we had to take down were the 16-foot tall ones, because that was the safest way to do it, because the other flats could stand by themselves. But the 16-foot tall one couldn't. We took that one down first. Super slow process. It was like 3 or 4 of us walking it down. And I went down on my knee during one of the parts, because it was just like easier that way. And right below my knee, cover your ears if you're a little squeamish. I won't get too into detail about it. Right below my knee was a pair of end nips. End nips are a tool you typically use to pull nails out, because they're kind of curved, so you can kind of rock it to pull nails out, and they're very sharp, so you can cut like staples and nails with. They were laying on their side, so my knee right down onto the pointy side part of these end nips. I did that thing where you hurt yourself and you gasp and you like hold your breath even though you're not supposed to.
Oh yeah.
I gasped and I held my breath, and I was like, I need to go to the shop. So I limped my way to the scene shop, and I pulled up my jeans over my knee, and brother.
Oh no.
Brother.
Not pretty?
A chunk was missing.
Oh!
It was not pretty. It was not pretty. And I stared at it, and I was like, that's crazy.
You're like,
Anyway, first aid anybody? And then I slapped a band-aid on it, and I went back to work.
You're like, can anybody help me right now?
Guys, not to alarm you, does anyone have a band-aid? I have a little scar.
Do not mean to scare people, but I am bleeding.
However, I think part of my leg is missing. I do have a little scar. It's very small, but it's a little reminder of the time I didn't know end nips were right there, and I full on knelt down onto them.
Oopsies.
There was one time, same college, because this was at a college. I worked at the college while I was getting my associates. Same college. I was pulling down a sheet, just slap a band-aid on it. It'll be fine. Exactly.
Listen, what's the worst that can happen?
It bleeds? Oh no, another band-aid.
Surely that will fix it.
I was pulling down a sheet of masonite, and a sheet of masonite is extremely compressed, like wood shavings and like dust.
Yeah.
Super compressed. So it's very textured on one end and very smooth on the other. So you typically use it texture side down and smooth end on top if you want a very smooth ground. We were building a platform because we were hosting a powwow at my campus, and the dancers were going to dance on this platform, and we needed it very smooth. So we needed this masonite to make the platform smooth. They ended up not even dancing on it, by the way, because it rained and ruined the platform because it was outside. But we're having this powwow, so it had to be super smooth. I was by myself. That was my first mistake. I was not wearing
That was my first mistake.
steel toes. That was my second mistake. Pull down this sheet of masonite. It was a 4x8 sheet of masonite. So we're talking like heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy. You're not supposed to carry this by yourself, kind of heavy. It slipped. It fell. And the only point of contact between it and the floor was my singular big toe.
No, Kimber.
So it fell knife ways, which is like the like sideways. Like it didn't gently fall flat. No,
Yeah.
it fell knife ways.
Oh.
Right on my big toe. I gasped. I held my breath. I limped over to a platform and I sat down. And I started texting everybody I knew that would be there. And I'm like, guys, help. Because I was crying.
Oh, you poor thing.
One of the people, this is how I found out she was not a good friend. She laughed at me. And then
Jail.
this other person, jail. This other person, her name was Kira. Love Kira. We love Kira.
I love you just exposing people like this.
I'm saying the names of the people I like. Not the bad ones. Oh. Love her. She was working in the auditorium because she was part of like she didn't work for the shop. She worked for like production side. So if there was events, she would run the events. She would like run the theater for like dance shows and recitals and things like that. She was in the auditorium and she came over and she brought me ice and sat with me. And it was super, super sweet.
Nice to you.
And I hope she somehow knows. I hope she sneezes and knows that I'm thinking good things about her. Working in theater is a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that your theater stories are like getting your theater stories are like getting hurt in theater. My theater stories are like getting taken advantage of and like used for free labor. And asked to pay out of my own pocket for productions. There's a reason I don't do community theater anymore, and I don't do community theater costuming. One of them is that I'm too busy. And the other reason is, well, I was not treated very nicely there.
I've only had one instance of like absolutely could not stand the production I was part of, but I couldn't not be part of it because I was getting my degree and we had to be part of every production. As a non-theater kid, I'm just listening to your stories like, damn, that's crazy, brother. Between if there was ever a time where me, Peyton, and Peter are in just a yap session on stream, you would hear I just know the craziest stories.
Oh yes.
There was only one production I was ever part of that made me like not hate theater, but kind of really hate theater because it was so bad and the director was so bad. And it was, I won't say the director. I'm not going to say my college name. I will say the production. It was a production of Mary Poppins.
Oh, not Mary Poppins.
I cannot stand. I can probably watch it now. I could not watch it for like a year.
Oh no.
I was a props master for Mary Poppins, so I did all the props. And there are a lot of props in Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, as we all know.
Not a lot of props. Mary Poppins. That was me. And the director was a terrible, terrible person There was one time she brought gifts for everyone, and by everyone I mean all the actors, and then all of us tech people had to sit in there and watch as she gave everyone like personalized gifts and didn't acknowledge us. So the actors afterwards put together little gift baskets for us and like little
Aw.
stars with like handwritten like thank you so much and stuff. Oh my gosh, the actors were a delight.
That's so cute.
They were so sweet. But I had to make, she wanted like 30 some odd kites for all the kites and Let's Go
Howdy,
Fly a
and
Kite.
welcome to the adventuring party.
Jinx Black
Also
Cat,
sitting here
thank
with
you
my
so much for the
popcorn.
follow. Welcome to the Yap session. Welcome to the theater Yap session. Not a theater kid, but man, do I have film set stories that are very similar. Oh,
Oh,
brother.
I believe it.
I believe it. I know somebody who works on a very popular show for a certain film studio that is also a shopping website, and they have told me stories about working on those shows.
So scary.
So scary. Film is scary. Anyways, continue, Kimber.
Yes. I had to do 30 some odd kites because she wanted every ensemble member to have a kite for Let's Go Fly a Kite, which is fine. But I made them, and it's one song. One song. You never see these kites again. One song. So I made them kind of small because they had to be small, and I had to put them on like these wires so that they could pretend to fly the kites. And I made one big kite for whatever his name was. I forgot the name of the guy. To like fly. And she came in and she picked up a kite and she looked at it and she's like, "Why are they so small?" And I looked at her and I was like, "Because you want me to make 30 some odd kites. You want me to make a chimney brush for every chimney sweeper for the chimney sweep song or whatever. You want me to make all these other like hand painted, handcrafted, magical. I was also in charge of all the toys that got magically picked up. I was in charge of all the dishes that magically had to move. I was in charge of the magical cake that's supposed to change when you put something over and pop it back up again. I was
So you were doing everything.
I was doing everything to the point to where I crashed out so many times in front of my professors because I just could not.
I don't blame you.
And so I didn't change them. I kept them small because I'm not doing that.
Good.
I had to go to the store one time during my lunch break and use my money to buy like 20 some odd ledgers and then paint all of them.
And you're a college student. You don't have that much money.
I don't have that much money. And I told her, I was like, I guess I can go during my lunch break, but then I won't really have a lunch break. And she was like, okay. And I was like, okay. There was one time I stayed until 1 or 2 in the morning on campus making these props. And bless her heart, this beautiful human being, her name was Linda. I'll say it's a pretty common name. Bless her heart and her soul. She stayed the entire time with me. She was one of the actors. She stayed the entire time with me and talked with me while I was working on these props and crying over fake eggs.
You poor thing.
I was drilling holes for one of the song where she's like singing about like cleaning up and stuff, and it was all magical. There was there's a cabinet where these dishes were supposed to magically set themselves. So we just put a lot of fishing wire onto the back of paper dishes, and we would pull the fishing wire because it would set them all straight up. So I had to drill holes in the back of this cabinet for the fishing wire to go through. I slipped, and the drill bit, which is, for people who might not know, it's the end of a screwdriver gun that you can put in that is like a spiral, and it helps you, it's a pilot bit. It helps you make holes, basically, or like pre-drill holes so that screws go in easier and doesn't split wood because it can. So it was one of those. I slipped. It hit my finger. I started bleeding underneath my finger, but it didn't cut it, but it was really painful. So I went to her and I was like, hey, I had an accident. Like, I like take a moment because I'm about to start crying. And she's like, oh, I think you'll be all right. And I was like, okay. That happened. It got so bad to the point to where we had a company meeting of like the theater majors. Because it was a theater. Are you guys not dead? Listen.
Listen.
Brother. We are built for resilience, I guess, at this point.
You're in Texas, it's all you got.
Exactly. It was, so we were doing this production of Mary Poppins. It was the college and a high school. So it was a bunch of us college kids pretty much putting on the play. And then a lot of the high schoolers were the actors, and some of them were helping with production too, but like the stuff that was more safe to do. And the director was not part of the college. So we had a college meeting one time. And one of the professors was like, listen, guys. Listen. If I were you guys, I don't know how you do it. I would have left. I don't blame you. I would have not been part of this production. But we had to be because it was part of our degree plan. But he knew how bad it was because I was not the only one crashing out. Our stage manager was crashing out. Our sound designer was crashing out. I was also backstage manager. I was crashing out during that too.
Oh my god.
Everyone was crashing out about this freaking production. My beautiful friend was crashing out and too scared to tell us things.
Oh
so
my
I
god,
found
no!
out. I found out because to Let's Go Fly a Kite, the main kite that they fly, the main singer who flies the kite, has a fishing line connected to a catwalk that's like just up in front of the stage. So someone holds the fishing line so that it looks like he's flying it. She did not tell me. Love her to death. She did not tell me the fishing line was cutting into her skin.
Oh.
And I was like, blessed girl, I could have given you gloves. And she's like, you were stressed. And I didn't want to tell you. And I was like, no, God, no. So we were all stressed and dying and crashing out. Even the kids who were like high schoolers, we even had a few kids. It was like a huge collaboration thing. We had a few kids who were actors, like main actors. They were crashing out. They would come off stage, sometimes crying. They weren't doing their like British accent well enough. And I was like, no, baby, you're doing beautiful. You're doing fantastic.
Everyone was just trying to survive. Exactly.
We were fighting. I remember looking up how to
Mary
make these...
Poppins.
For Mary
crazy.
Poppins. And like, don't get me wrong. We put on a damn good production. It had the magic. It had
But you nearly
fun,
died.
But I nearly died. Like, during every part of this. And it was horrible. I don't remember what put me on this tangent of Mary Poppins, but here it is.
We were talking about bad theater shows.
There you go. It was a great production. My props looked freaking phenomenal. Everything worked the way it was supposed to, like 90% of the time. The dances were fantastic. The actors did a fantastic job. But the process of getting there, I regard that as the worst theater experience I've ever had. Because the whole process and the director was awful.
You were
horrible.
in the trenches.
I don't even know if I'd call it surviving. I was existing. Yeah. Everyone who was there, like a year after, we did not speak the name of the play.
That's so funny. That was your Macbeth.
It was really funny. Exactly. Anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk, guys.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, guys.
Hope you had fun. Hope you were aghast along with me.
I once worked on a musical, and it was for a youth theater group, ages 13 to 30. Which is a very wide breadth. But I think the oldest person in our production was like 26, 27. And there was this one guy, and he was like, I think he was like 19 or something. And he, for some reason, did not understand the concept of, like, I think theater. I remember I was working on costumes, so I was backstage the entire time. I was in the dressing room helping people with quick changes, steaming costumes, all those sorts of things. But I had a friend who was in the show, and I remember her coming backstage at one point, walking up to me and going, "This guy, I don't remember what his name is. I'm going to call him Steve." She's like, "Steve just walked across the stage in the middle of a scene." And I was like, "Oh, like he was supposed to?" And she's like, "No. Like
No.
it was the middle of like the two main characters like ballad to each other, and all of a sudden he just walks across the front of the stage like behind them." And when
What?
the stage manager, who was on the other side where he just walked to,
Oh
went,
no.
"What the hell are you doing?" He went, "Well, I enter from this side. I needed to get to this side." And she's like, "We have an entire backstage. You know this. We've been going through a week of tech. This is like our fourth performance." And he's like, "No, it was busy back there." Huh?
No. Oh,
Now, and I just remember being like jaw dropped at this guy, because can you imagine like going and seeing a show and then all of a sudden this random guy just walks across the stage like no concept of anything.
that is so funny. But also in the moment I would have been so livid.
Is that one TikTok sound where it's like you and me and your friend Steve? He was constantly causing issues in the production. Like he was just being like weird. We kept having to ask him to not change in the middle of the dressing room, like fully change, because if people had to like fully change, we'd
Oh.
be like, "Get in the bathroom," because like everybody's back here
Yeah.
in this one dressing room because this is small community theater. And he'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna strip down to my underwear right in the middle of the room now," and we'd all be like, "No, no, Steve, you gotta go to the bathroom, buddy." We had to tell him multiple times. It's a grown man. He's 19.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm scared of this coat. Oh no. Moving on to the next
Steve.
project, and it's scary. Steve,
Come on, man.
let me zoom in on this coat for a second. Look at all the detail on this coat. I'm scared.
Oh.
My soul hurts.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
it's very
wow.
detailed. Oh wow. Yeah, it's very detailed.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to think of other interesting tales.
Interesting tales, you say.
I'm sure they're in there somewhere. I mean, I have plenty. I just don't know. Some of them I'm not the stream safest of tales. Let's
Yeah.
just say that.
Some of them are not stream friendly per se.
Yes.
That's how I feel. Steve has plenty of more worse tales, but I'm like, I can't talk about these on stream. I have to talk about
Yeah.
the slightly weird ones, not like the ones where he
Yeah.
was like being a creep.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking the same.
He was a creep though. Jail. Jail.
Jail. Jail for
Jail,
Steve.
and I've never seen him in a production since, so I think that they decided we're not letting him back in future ones, which good.
Oh, theater.
Oh, theater.
think
You
if
think
Mary Poppins was sometimes I think
that's unfortunate? I'm sorry. Are you okay?
yeah, it's okay. No.
Oh,
No. Uh if Mary Poppins was the worst one I ever did, She Kills Monsters was probably by far the most fun I've ever had with a production. Childish Gambino was the most fun I've
oh,
ever had. Because I I was Agnes, which was so much fun, which was super fun for me because for the people at home, I'm built and act in a way that typecasts me very often as like a mother role, like a
mother.
mom, the nurse, the
Kimber's just
like
giving mother.
caregiver. I'm just giving mother.
That's mother.
So I get very typecast as that kind. Like I was one of the moms in our town. I was Clara Claus in a Santa musical thing. Like very mom stuff. So I don't really do main character, the heroine, the love interest. Like that's not. I've never really been cast as that.
Yeah.
But doing She Kills Monsters was like a fully student produced play that they did over the summer. And I was cast as Agnes, which was super cool because it is a little bit of a like more mature role, but
Yeah.
she's the main character alongside Tilly. Um there was like 14, 15, 16 scenes and there was only one that I wasn't on stage for. So it was a big deal to me. It made me really really happy and it was a lot of fun. Um I loved all my castmates. They were such a delight to work with. My brother was part of this play. He played one of the other main characters. For those who don't know, She Kills Monsters, I'll give like the shortest summary. It's about a girl who you
Kills
learn in the very
monsters.
beginning, so it's not. She kills monsters, guys.
No
You
way.
learn at the very beginning. Her mom, her dad, and her sister died in a car accident, so she's by herself, and she wants to learn about her little sister in like a way. She doesn't really realize it. But in the very beginning, there's this guy named Chuck who was a D&D master who has like a book of Tilly's, the main character's little sister who died. And Agnes ends up wanting to learn about her sister, going through this book that was a campaign. So Chuck, the DM, the dungeon master, runs Agnes through this campaign where he plays the character of what her little sister was. She played a paladin. And so Agnes learns about her little sister through the story. She learns about her friends. She learns about her like life and how she saw the world, and she learned about how she was bullied. She learned about her being gay. Like she learned so much through doing this like D&D campaign thing. Those are the monsters. It's the D&D and then also kind of like some other things. Anyway, so much fun.
Some other things. Don't
My
worry about
brother
it.
was Chuck. Other things. Gotta see the show. My
Go
brother
watch
was
it yourself.
Chuck, so he played the DM, which was super super cool because he was always
Aw.
also on stage with me. So that was a delight to be able to act with my little brother. Even though in the very beginning of the show, and this is something so interesting about theater, his character had to flirt with mine for like a minute. So that was really gross.
Jail.
And it was fun because my character was grossed out about it, so I didn't have to act. No offense to my little brother, but also ew.
No offense to your little brother, but also like full offense to your little brother.
But also, no thank you. So that was fun. Actors were fun. I got to help build the set, which was fun. I helped make costumes. I helped make props. One of my best friends was making us props, making the props for the show. I got
It
to
makes
make
y'all do
who are we
crazy
pattering
things.
now.
Yes.
True. Who are we patterning now?
Oh, we're patterning a Antivan citizen coat from Dragon Age Veilguard.
Oh.
Let me zoom in on it. It's like this fancy schmancy little coat with a bunch of details on it. I'm not familiar with Dragon
Very
Age.
detailed.
but it's got a
Me
lot of
neither.
detail on it, and it's kind of spooky fun. So
It looks cool. I
it
like
looks
it.
cool.
It was a super fun play. It's set in the like
Did she kill
1980s,
monsters?
1990s. She did. I had to fight. There's this monster. Okay, close your ears for a couple minutes because this is a little bit of a spoiler. There's a at the end, Agnes has to fight Tiamat, which is like a dragon. And so there's this whole fight sequence of all the characters puppeting the 5 heads of this dragon while I had to run around and like fight the dragon with the sword. So
Surf.
stinking cool. They made the whole stage dark with red lighting. There was like low rumbling and roars in the background. It was like a choreographed like dance almost in the way that I had certain things I had to do in a certain order. Um Super super fun. Best play I was ever part of. My dad, who's not a super play person, he doesn't really like plays. He always went because he wanted to support me, and I do appreciate that. I appreciate so much. This was his favorite play. He loved this play so much.
That's so
we
cute.
played like in the beginning. You had "Loser" by Beck playing. We had to do a dance off to Oh my gosh. It was a very popular like 90s song. I don't remember which one it was. If I heard it, I would know. Um there was a lot of choreographed fights.
Yeah.
Apparently my sister in the play like in her D&D book, she set my boyfriend as one of the main villains cuz she didn't like him. So I had to fight him. And the actor who played my boyfriend in the show also played this like bad version of him. I had to fight him. We had a choreographed fight with that, which was super super cool. Because again, I was always cast as like a mom. I don't really get cast in like fight scenes and things like that. So that
Mother
was
is not fighting.
awesome.
Mother is mothering.
Mother's not fighting. However, this time Mother had a sword. Super super cool. Yeah, I love that play. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Oh my gosh, I would do it again so fast.
I would let you.
Yay! What's you've done like a good few productions.
Me?
What's your haven't you? Or was it just
I've done a couple.
what was your favorite?
Despite kind of being held to work on a little bit, SpongeBob was a dream show for me. I wasn't planning on coming.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on coming back to theater costuming, especially because I was so busy. Like at the time, Peter had just moved to Canada, or he was on his way to moving to Canada, and I just moved like into my first apartment ever. So it was like scary. Everything was scary. The world sucked. The world didn't suck. The world was beautiful, but it was also very scary and expensive. But my one friend who was in Freaky Friday with me, one of my best friends, we went to go see SpongeBob on tour together right before the pandemic hit. In like that December before the pandemic hit, because we both loved the show so much. So she ended up like music directing the show. And when they were like, we don't have somebody who does the costumes, she was like, I know the perfect person. And it was me. I had a budget of, I think, like 150 or $200. I had like no money. And a cast member of and a cast of like 14 people. But by God, I did make it work. I did what I could. I did what I could, man. I was putting in the work.
Everyone, you have $10. We're going to a thrift store on quarter day. Have at it.
Quarter day?
I don't know if they do it anymore. Last time I went that they did it was right before COVID. So like early 2020 or late 2019. There's this thrift store in Texas called Alamo Thrift. And the first day that they rotate clothes, like they bring in new stuff,
Literally,
everything is like $1.25 or something. And it was crazy. The first day that they change clothes. It was like $1.25, $2, something like that. And then every day afterwards, it would go down a quarter. So like the last day that they had it before they switched out everything was quarter day. So you would go in and everything was a quarter. And I have found such cool things even after it's been picked through on like a quarter or like a 50-cent day.
That's insane.
I don't know if they still do it because that was like a couple years ago, but man, it was awesome.
That was pre-pandemic when the world knew peace.
Exactly.
Why are you like curled weird?
My music stopped.
Cruel.
Mean to me.
Mean to you. I'm trying to figure out this collar right now. Wait. Never mind, I just figured it out. Like, this collar's being mean to me. No, it is not.
I like hearing you and then seeing it happen a few seconds later.
And a few seconds later on stream, I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
I miss acting. I recently, like a year ago, for my final semester, I did, or it wasn't even a semester, it was summer. I did 2 classes in summer. It was an independent study where I did an entire like the manager book for She Kills Monsters, actually. And that was fun. And I was assistant stage manager for a play called Marisol, which is like kind of like if you've ever seen Blood Wedding, they're very similar, where it's a very surrealistic play for part of it, because like the first part of it takes place in like everyday, like this is how life is, and then the second part after intermission, it's a surrealistic, almost post-apocalyptic like world that our main character is kind of thrown into. Very good play, very tough topics and very strong imagery in the play, so I highly advise caution to look into it if you ever want to see it, because there are some things shown in the play that aren't that are kind of shocking to see. But it's a very good play. I enjoyed it a lot. The stage manager for that play just reminded me how much I love to act, because I like to do the tech stuff. I love carpentry. I found out that's like the semester prior that I love stage managing. I didn't think I would, but I really like it. So I had like so much fun, but it made me just miss acting so much. And if I could act in another thing, I would. But there's just nothing where I am. I'm in a small town. So we don't really have community theaters.
You're in, you know, middle of tiny town Texas.
Exactly. If I was like in a major city like Houston or Austin, maybe even Dallas, but nobody lives in Dallas. People just exist in Dallas. But if I was in one of the major cities, I might be able to, but I'm not.
I love the phrase nobody lives in Dallas.
Man, Dallas. A lot of people will agree with me. I feel like people who live in Dallas wouldn't. But nobody goes to Dallas because they want to. It's just kind of one of those things. I would be able to, but it's like it takes like an hour to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to get to a place with a community theater. I'm not making that drive. I work.
Mom, not right now. I'm gaming with the boys. He turns on his mic and opera starts playing for a montage of people. Why'd they pick opera for their RGB mic? Oh, you know. You're not familiar with the game? You're not familiar with you're not familiar that, you know.
The game?
The game? opera boys in their game. Okay, it was 1, 2, 3, 4.
A thing out of RGB is
Looking for my reference image to my screen, like something's not right here. I know what it is. Too much cleavage. That's not even a joke. I'm dead serious.
Never been more serious in your life.
There we go. That should hypothetically be better. RBG instead of RGB. Ruth Bader Ginsburg mic. I can't believe she sold out like that. She used to be a woman of the people, and now she's a woman of the gamers, I guess.
Scary.
Could you imagine?
I don't want to. That's frightening.
That's scary. Don't say that, Peyton.
Don't say that, Peyton. Cause Peyton.
Zena with World on YouTube says, Hi, hi, hey.
Hi.
Welcome to stream. We're just working on a pattern of a citizen jacket from the new Dragon Age game for a commission. Now, it's like that. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. It's pretty rough so far, but we're gonna get somewhere cool. We're gonna get somewhere cool eventually. It just takes time. Things always have to look a little bit rough and a little bit silly, and then all of a sudden they'll start looking good.
True. I have to.
No, you don't.
No,
Quit your job.
I have
Join my
to
emo
put...
band.
Join my emo band. Where are you?
And
I
I'm so
have to...
sorry.
Okay. Do you know it took me years? It took me years to know that there's a line in that song that says we can live like Jack and Sally if we want. And I thought that was the craziest thing.
Well, we could.
We could live like Jack and Sally if we want. Don't waste your time on me, you're all
And have Halloween on Christmas.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, Sam gets it. Where are you? Okay, I'm gonna save this because I'm scared. Then I'm gonna save a copy of this and then start working on the copy of this. Because if I cut this up and it starts turning out terribly, you guys have to pretend that you never saw that, okay?
Aye, Captain.
Blowing a kiss. You never saw anything. So I need to bully Nightmare Before Christmas fans. Why? Because they have a Blink-182 song and you don't? There's no Blink-182 Kingdom Hearts song.
True.
Is that bullying Sam? I may have just bullied Sam. Thank fuck.
Thank fuck.
I love you, man. You're so funny.
I can't. Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Party crashers here.
The party crasher's here. Hey, buddy.
Peter.
I'm hanging out with Kimber. I'm working on a Dragon Age pattern.
Sick.
And I'm hanging out with the chat, too.
What's up, chat?
Sup, chat? How was work? Did you have fun?
Yeah.
After your incident this morning?
After my incident.
He's fine. He's fine. I should specify.
I can't go one day without an incident, man.
He's fine. Unlike, was that yesterday at work? The crazy guy?
No, I think it was the day before yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, Peter had like a crazy guy at work that they had to call the cops on.
We didn't
You didn't have to call the cops on him? Oh no,
Well,
he threatened to call the cops. Sorry.
He threatened to call
My
the cops. Because we had to escort him out, and they were like, he was like, "You're being rude to me. I'm gonna call the police on you." And it's like, "Yeah, man,
Okay.
that's cool. You can do that if you like so choose." I don't think the police would be very effective in helping you in this situation, given the specific place that I work that I cannot name drop. But you know,
We're not doxing you, please.
we're not doxing me. I'm a tour guide. We're not legally required to be nice to you.
Your job is to give tours.
My job is just tours. My job is I go to a place and I walk around and I talk at people. It's great. If anybody in the chat has ever considered in their life being a tour guide, do it. It rocks.
Do it. It's worth everything.
It's worth
Just don't
everything.
give tours at a weird place.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll get weird people.
Yeah.
Oh, not 0.27, 2.7.
0.27 be a little smaller.
A
Than that.
little too small,
A little bit too small.
perhaps.
But yeah, I'm home from work. I'm here for like 3 seconds. I gotta clean out my car, so that's what I'm doing today.
Oh. Is it because you have to start driving people for work?
Well, I have to start driving people for work, and also like, it's starting to piss me off.
That's fair.
It's starting to piss me off. There's too much like junk mail.
Yeah, there's a
in
lot
there.
of there's a lot of mail.
Because I'm always picking up the damn mail. Because they keep sending us things in the mail.
They keep sending us flyers in the mail.
And they're like, "Do you want to shop at Costco?" And I go, "Not really."
And they go, "Okay, here you go."
Sometimes they send me Subway coupons. I do love Subway coupons.
Who doesn't love Subway coupons, man?
Subway
Me.
costs, because Subway costs too much here.
I said, who doesn't love Subway coupons? Then I remembered I don't love Subway coupons because I don't really like Subway. That's my toxic trait. I don't really like Subway that much. I think it's too expensive and the bread's always stale.
It's okay. I had to explain to my 65-year-old coworker today what a labubu is. So
Not having to explain Labubu to your coworker.
Okay, so for reference, obviously I'm not going to name drop the place where I work, but
Or name drop your coworker.
oh no, I'm gonna name drop Jenna from work. That's not the actual name.
I was
That'd
gonna
be
say,
really
you don't
funny.
even-
That'd be really funny if I just
I'm
dropped
like, you
the
don't
actual
even
name.
work with somebody named Jenna.
Um,
Don't lie.
So
My name's Peter and I love to
someone
lie, I guess.
paid for the longest.
Yes.
Yeah, someone paid for the longest tour that we offer at the place where I work, and it's a 2.5-hour tour.
It's no short tour.
Which costs like $200 for 2 people. Okay, like it's a big thing. It's an investment. And they paid for this tour so they could take and have a private photo shoot for their labubus
At this place where Peter works.
at this place where I work. It's like a historical site. I feel like I can say
Well,
that.
yeah, we
There's
could
a
say
lot of
that.
different historical sites. But it's a historical site where I work, and they're like, yeah, we specifically found a tour that didn't have anybody on it yet, so that we could just buy it. We don't want to hear about the place. We don't want to hear stories. We just want 2.5 hours to take photos at the historical site with our labubus.
With our Labubus. Thank you.
Which can I listen? This is the part of the stream where Peter shows up to talk about something random. I don't understand labubus. I understand a lot of things. Like I like Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies are cute. They're silly. I'm not a big Beanie Boo guy. I don't like the big eyes. They freak me out. And like I understand the appeal of a Funko Pop because I own several Funko Pops. I would never want to collect all of them, but I understand the appeal of a Funko Pop. Labubus I don't get. I think they're ugly. They're not cuddly because they have the hard plastic face, so you can't really like snuggle with it, and they're really small.
They're like keychain, Peter.
Well, they're like bag clips. They're too big to be a keychain, and I should know. I have 40 keychains on my keys right now.
Your flail.
My flail. my flail. It sounds like a bell when I'm walking around.
The thing is, I could very easily understand Labubus. I can very easily like understand why people want to collect Labubus because the same thing happened with like Sunny Angels and then like other blind boxes. Like This Is Just Life. But personally, I could not see myself paying $80 for a Labubu.
Well, but like the thing is, like
It's the price.
some of them like
that
the rare ones
trips
for
me up.
resale.
Exactly, it's the
They'll
price.
be like $300-something. But even like for the default to just buy it, even for the default to just like buy it, it's 30 Canadian dollars plus tax. And that's so much for something.
Oh, my mic died for a second. That was scary. Anyways, we're back.
The Labubus got us.
The Labubus got us. We got Laboobed. We got Laboobed.
But I had to explain to like
Your coworker?
to my coworker who like, you know, doesn't have like an Instagram, you know, doesn't even use Facebook. I had to explain what a Labubu is.
Exactly. Personally, it's not for me, but if that's what other people want to do, then who am I to judge?
I really can't, like, I won't judge someone for collecting Labubus. I just don't see I don't see the appeal of it for myself.
Exactly.
But then again,
You're a wrestling fan. I am one to drop hundreds of on cosplay. Exactly. I spent a Labubu amount on my Chapel Roan wig.
I was about to like, I don't know, I was gonna keep talking, but you dropping the well, you're a wrestling fan, and I'm like,
Sorry, I got you. Sorry. You can't fight that.
Listen, sometimes you need to own 4 shirts of your favorite wrestler. Okay? You just need to. It's part of it.
Is it now?
Yes.
Okay. My cosplay is worth 2 Labubus. We just start pricing everything out in Labubus. Depends if it's a Labubu bought right from the seller or if it's a Labubu bought on resale. Because then the price goes up drastically if you buy a Labubu on resale.
One Joe Hendry t-shirt is equivalent to about 1 1/3 Labubu.
Bought new.
With tax and shipping included.
Bought new.
Bought new. But one rare Labubu is worth 10 Joe Hendry t-shirts. These are the only units of measurement that exist in the world.
Labubu and Joe Hendry t-shirts. There is no currency, there is no money, there is only Labubu and Joe Hendry t-shirt.
We need to go back to like bartering and trading, I think.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Like, you know how I never played Fallout. Isn't like in Fallout like the currency
Bottle
is
caps?
like bottle caps? We should do that, except the currency is Labubus.
Careful when the apocalypse hits. That's all we got.
When the apocalypse hits, whose side will you be on? Labubus or Joe Hendry t-shirts?
Man.
Hi, Eric. Cat's here now. The cat.
I think the cat was always here, was he not? I thought he was laying behind me. He was for a little while.
Well, he came upstairs to see me when I came in.
Bartering is still a thing in some parts of the world. At the souvenir vendors outside the Great Wall of China, you can try and haggle. I love that.
Ooh.
I love a good barter. I love a good haggle. It makes me feel like I'm at the Renaissance Festival.
I'd love to go to the Ren Fair.
Hey,
I've
did
never
you
been to a Ren Fair.
did you hear that the Renaissance men are coming to town? What?
What?
The Renaissance men. They're coming to town.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It just says here the Renaissance men are coming to town.
Well, yeah, but what is that? Who are the Renaissance men?
I don't know. Oh, smiling friends. I can't wait to be you.
I referenced Smiling at work today.
Were you smiling?
No, I never smile at work.
Never?
Nick, never.
Have you ever felt joy at work, Peter? Be honest.
I'm like that TikTok guy who's like, have you ever seen a grown man smile? Now you have. People get upset and scared when I show emotion, or like whatever the audio is.
I don't know. You're not a true moist critical head or whatever.
Is that audio moist critical?
I do believe that audio is moist critical, yes.
Moist critical from the castle?
Moist critical from Tampa, Florida?
Well, I can say this, it doesn't dox me. So I'm from Tampa, Florida. And there's a like goth bar club in Ybor City in Tampa, Florida, called the Castle. And Moist Critical famously lives in Tampa, Florida. And people will make like posts about the castle and they're like, I saw Moist Critical at the castle, and people are just like, yeah, likely place for him to be.
It's beautiful.
It's like a really like popular happening. It's a hip and happening spot there.
I would love to go someday.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
If you ever find yourself, wandering the bars of Ybor City, think of me, and think of Moist Critical at the castle.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. I'm gonna go clean my car.
Okay, I love you.
Bye, Peter.
Remember me. Tell my story.
Tell my story.
Who lives? Who dies?
Who tells your
Who
story?
tells your story?
I have literally always been saying this, Kimber.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've always been saying this. Oh, this is made out of leather. I should add leather.
It's gonna need so much space. Wait,
Wait.
how big is the car that y'all are using to
Oh,
come?
we can fit all our suitcases in there. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. I get scared because my suitcase big.
Okay, yeah, but you've never seen my suitcase that I bring to cons, which we affectionately call Big Bertha. Big Bertha is as
Love.
large as I am.
Love. Awesome.
Big
Okay,
Bertha is
great.
not as large as I am. Big Bertha goes up to like my hip when she's standing up. Like she's very tall.
It's about the size of the one that I got.
Your own Big Bertha.
For my people at home, I'm someone, I feel like a lot of people are this way. I'm someone who has worked a minimum wage job for the past 5 years of my life. A minimum wage in good old US of A is $7.25. I don't know if you know, $7.25, this is not a living wage, so I ball on a budget. And anytime I go somewhere, I try to only bring a carry-on and a personal item because I just don't have the finances. Price of minimum wage, literally. So I always try to bring a carry-on and my personal item, and then my personal item ends up being an overstuffed backpack that really should count as a carry-on, but they like me, so it doesn't. Because I can't afford a checked bag. However, I am very lucky. I have gotten a good job, and I'm about to start it soon, so I can't afford to check a bag this time, and I have to because I'm bringing Toga, which, as we established 2.5 hours ago,
2.5 hours ago.
is fully involved and has like a lot of gear, and that gear took up the space of my entire carry-on, and there's no room left for normal clothes, toiletries, a laptop, like my tablet, like nothing. So I asked my mom, my beautiful precious mother, if I could borrow her big suitcase, and it's one of the fancy ones where it's like it kind of rolls all 4 ways and it's hard plastic.
Oh yeah.
So I could put my cosplay in it because my cosplay is made of like a dollar foam and cheap fabric, so it's very squishy. So I'm a little scared because I don't know how to like store the big suitcase. I don't know how much space it takes because I'm so used to having the small suitcase.
Yeah.
I also got scared and Googled because I just didn't know. I got scared and Googled if your suitcases automatically transfer to your flights if you have layovers. They do.
Yes.
Unless it's a different airline. But I'm not flying a different airline, so they do, and I should be okay. So
Luckily, you should be safe.
I should be fine.
As somebody who just checked my first bag in my adult life when going to Chicago, it's not as scary as you think. I thought it'd be like so scary. It actually wasn't that bad.
What's really funny is I've checked a bag before, but it wasn't a huge suitcase. It was my carry-on because I left Florida one time with a carry-on, my backpack, and then a small bag because they physically could not fit in anything. So I had to check my suitcase, but I didn't have any layovers. It was just from Florida back home.
True test of adulthood,
And
checking in a bag. Exactly.
it's
It's
true.
so scary.
Checking a bag and not having anxiety over it.
It makes me feel like a grown up. I'm like, oh, I'm a big adult now. I had to check in my bag.
A big adult, I had to pay $30, $40, $50, $60 so that they could take my suitcase under the plane.
They moved my suitcase under the plane. I think my favorite part about checking a bag was that I had like the app for my airline because that's like where our boarding passes and stuff were, and they were sending like updates via the app, like your suitcase is on the plane now. Have fun.
Oh.
It hangs out with the other suitcases. They have playdates under the plane.
Exactly. I love.
Had to get up again and coming back and reading that comment had me like, oh, I know what they're talking about without even needing to put my earbud in. Welcome back. Welcome back, Sam. Have you ever had to check a bag, Sam? Do you think it's scary? Do you think it's scary or do you find it whimsical? Because after my first check-in, which was very scary, now I'm like, oh, it's kind of whimsical and kind of fun. Not to toot my own horn, this jacket's kind of looking awesome. I say
No,
as I
it's
immediately put
looking
it away.
really good. Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, need to pattern a corset now. Oh, that's what it does. It like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I had to check Scrap Baby. Yes. What if they throw Scrap Baby's bag so hard she breaks apart and the zipper opens and she goes everywhere and I die?
Me.
Listen,
I'm
Bolin
excited.
survived.
Oh my gosh. Bolin, I would crash out and I didn't even make her.
I was so scared. I only checked one bag in my life. It was a non-stop flight, so I had less stress, but I was still like, TSA better not lose my cosplay. I worked so hard on. That was me. I literally like posted, I was on Threads. That's how you know I was desperate. I was on Threads and I was asking like people, because I know that if I ask on Threads, I'll actually hear back from cosplayers. I was like, guys, what do you do when you check a bag? I'm nervous. And I had like a very kind person be like, put in an extra piece of paper on the inside of your bag that has your name, your phone number, and your address on it. That way, if God forbid something happens to your luggage tag, they still know whose bag it is. And I was like,
smart.
That's so smart.
I should do that.
I was walking around the airport with just a backpack though. I wish that was me. I was still carrying a carry-on. Or no, I had like a big heavy bag. It's really
Honestly,
smart.
I don't think I would bring my carry-on. I think
no, Peter had a carry-on. I didn't.
Right. I'm still so used to tightly like compacting everything into a carry-on, so I think I'd be able to fit everything into the big suitcase, and then that way I could be like those cool people who are always on like business trips who only have their little like laptop bag and like a phone, and like they're walking around so easy, they don't have to stress about anything.
I know they're like living their dream at the airport, and you're like, why can't that be me? Why am I schlepping around the world's largest bag right now?
No, seriously. I was like, there was one time I was walking, I think it was back from when I visited y'all last year.
Oh, Kimber.
And I have this little, no, it was after. I don't know where I was going. Maybe it was. Anyway, I have this little star thing that like has magnets and attaches to like a strap to like a bag. It's like a little star guy that I got at a con. And I was wrangling my carry-on, a backpack, and a little like over-shoulder purse, and I was struggling. And my little guy kept dragging on the floor, and I had a very nice old man, and he like tapped my shoulder and he's like, "Excuse me, miss, your toy is dragging on the floor." And I was like, "My what?" And I looked down and he's just face down on the ground, and I was like, "Oh gosh."
You're like, oh, my bad.
Oops, thanks.
It's kind of a scary shaped corset.
my gosh, Joe.
Joe?
Because I listen to your stream every time you stream, I've gotten
Oh, you've gotten
some
into DJ
yeah,
Ojo.
some of his songs have really gotten stuck in my head. So they come on every once in a while.
Good.
To the beginning.
End of Beginning.
Yeah.
End of Beginning, which is famous for now being part of the Bardcore mix,
Beautiful world.
which I find hysterical.
Isn't that alive?
I love End of Beginning because I listened to it, and then I went to Chicago, and I was like, actually, no, he is making sense. When I'm back in Chicago, I do feel it. I have a cosplay traveling question for y'all. Where do you find the giant hard plastic suitcases? I've looked everywhere in Sask and Berta and can't find anything big enough. Do you have like a Winners? Do you have like a Winners or like a Marshalls near you? Because they have like huge suitcase sections.
Sometimes you can also find them. I went shopping for my carry-on because the carry-on I had before was falling apart.
And the
I went
Goodwill,
to
yes.
honestly Walmart one time. We'll have them.
Honestly, Walmart's kind of underrated for having things.
And if you are really balling on a budget, you can try your luck at a thrift store like a Goodwill or something, because sometimes they will have them. They're hard to find, but I have seen them before. Oh yeah, exactly. Sammy just said it. I do see that. Sammy and I, our minds.
Your minds.
You might even be able to find some at Target. I don't shop at
We don't have
super
Target
often,
in
but it feels
Canada.
like the place.
We don't have that here, sorry. I know they're super small. We have a new one opening up in the YQR area. It's gonna be huge, so I'll have a try there when they open. Oh. There you go. If anybody's gonna have it. Oh, I just messed that up. Wait.
We don't have fun stores.
We don't
like
have fun
Target.
stores. We had a Target. We had Target. Target messed it up so bad that it is gone now.
And when I learned y'all don't have Sonic, I was very distraught.
Stop.
My
Peter and I had
Sonic
Sonic.
water.
Peter and I had Sonic on the way back from our concert last week. Because we went to a concert
Dude.
in America, for the people who don't know. We crossed the border to go to a concert. And on the way back, I was like, Peter, I'm really hungry. And he's like, I want a drink. And I was like, can we please get Sonic? And I had like, they had like this soft pretzel like stick.
Oh my god. Do not talk
my
about the
God.
pretzel stick to me.
No, when we pick you up from the airport and we pick Sam up from the train, like when we're picking you guys up, we're getting Sonic.
Oh, I love the pretzel sticks.
That's my thing. We're getting Sonic.
They're pretzel sticks. Sometimes they'll have 99-cent corn dogs or 99-cent mozzarella sticks. Oh my goodness.
No,
gracious.
I almost got the mozzarella sticks, but they scared me because they looked like so large and cheesy. I was like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a hit or miss depending on the Sonic, because sometimes they're not that good, but sometimes, oh my word, worth
Target
it.
was basically a rebranded Zellers. It was. It literally took over our Zellers where I live. And then lasted a year, and then they all shut down. And then for about 3 or 4 years, the old Target just sat there abandoned. It was really depressing.
Oh wow.
Our mall was already small. We did not need to also have an abandoned building there. It's really funny because we had Target, which we had like 3 anchor stores in our mall. We had Target, we had Zellers, which turned into Target, and then Target got abandoned. And then we had Sears, and every single Sears went out of business. So Sears is now abandoned. Yeah. And then we also had the Hudson's Bay, which is like a famous Canadian brand for the Americans out there. And now that's going out of business. And so we're going to have like no anchor stores at our mall.
It's sad to see malls die.
It is very sad to see malls die. I love a mall, I fear. It's so sad to
I
see
love a
malls
mall.
die. It's even sadder to see malls get like the gray treatment where they take all personality out of the mall and then they just get ugly.
There's a mall near me. Mall. I use the loosest air quotes known to mankind. There was a mall near me when I moved here in 2020. It was already dead, like dead and gone. It was dying. There was a glasses store, a shoe store, a jewelry store, and they had a J.C. Penney. J.C. Penney was currently going out of business, so they had a massive sale. I got like a sweater and a shirt from there, and then they went out of business. Um, and the mall now, I kid you not, 90% is offices. Offices for the major business in my city. I won't say because that would really like pinpoint where I live. But the
Yeah.
major business in my city has a bunch of offices in the mall now that it's basically
Huh.
turned it into an office building for that business because they also have like a giant projection screen now that has like the business on it. Um
That's
and
crazy.
it's so sad because you can look at the mall like those signs that they have outside of malls that tell you the type of stores in there. You can see remnants of like different stores like a Sears and like a Marshalls and like all this stuff of what used to be there. But now they're all gone and now it's just an ugly office building. It's so
Man,
sad.
this sucks.
If you want to see a mall thriving, there's always American Dream Mega Mall in East
Rutherford, New Jersey. In,
West End,
in,
Canada, the
in
only
West
mall
Canada,
I've
the only mall I've seen thriving is the West Edmonton Mall. Even when I lived in Vancouver, the malls there were so dead. The West Edmonton Mall
That's
can
so
never
sad.
stop thriving because if it stops thriving, that says something terrible about us as a society. I need the West
There's a mall
Edmonton
we
Mall
have
to
in
last because I need to go there,
It needs to last forever, quite frankly.
quite frankly.
There's a mall called the Galleria, in Texas. It's like a 2 or 3 story tall mall. It has an ice skating rink in the middle of it.
Whoa.
That's what I always think about, and I always think about how one time I went there, and not only did I buy a bag of makeup and then someone stole it,
Ah!
but I got a My Little
Jail?
Pony sweatshirt from Hot Topic and then went ice skating with it, and that was awesome.
That is awesome to me.
I think I was in high school. There's a picture of me with this sweater. Oh my gosh. The most like 2010s picture in the world. It's this gray My Little Pony sweater.
Yeah.
I have a fuzzy pink cat-eared hat that's long on the sides. And I'm
Bitch.
holding a phone, taking a picture in the mirror, and the phone has a case with a mustache on it.
Oh my god. Kimber.
And I was like 12.
That's a time capsule of an image.
No, I'm pretty sure I've shown you, but I will show you again later.
You have
It is
shown
so
me.
funny.
You
Yeah,
have shown me,
yeah.
but whenever I hear that, I just think about it and I'm like, that's
It's so funny.
insane.
It is such a time capsule. I was like 12 or 13.
That's beautiful. The most beautiful part about it is how old you are. Like that's a small child. No clue.
That is a child. I wasn't
No
in high
clue,
school.
but
That
the
was
influence.
intermediate because that was for my like honor choir field trip we took to the Galleria. That's what it was. Exactly. We show that to historians.
This is what we should show to historians. Exactly.
You're kind of breezing through this pattern.
Which is so funny because I started this and I was like, I kind of don't want to work on this. I kind of feel like bad about this pattern. I'm like, this is going to be really complicated and annoying. And now I'm like sitting here and I'm like, la la la.
La 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 la.
Now I want a soft pretzel though, unfortunately.
Oh gosh, don't talk to me. There's a
Unfortunately,
Sonic right next to like down the road.
Don't talk to me. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Oh, we have a Sonic down the road. Whatever, man. My closest Sonic's an hour and a half away.
Good lord.
I live in a different country. I have to cross the border for that, and every time I cross the border, it gets scarier. I'm not gonna talk about my experience last time I crossed the border. It was too much.
You poor thing.
I'm not built for this world.
Why would they do this to you? What have you ever done?
What have I ever done? I'm 24 and I look like this. Came across Aunt Anne's at a restaurant at a road trip, and it was hard to not purchase a little cup of pretzel bites. Stop. That's one of my favorite things about America.
Ooh.
They just have like soft pretzel food court restaurants. Like, what do you mean?
I love an Auntie Anne's. I gotta be real. Across the border for you.
Gonna try to get that Sonic sponsorship now. Like, I crossed the border for you. Exactly. Sonic, hit me up. I will make a cosplay. Does Sonic have a mascot? I'd cosplay their mascot.
No.
It's
Not
not.
really.
It's not like the sexy Jack in the Box guy.
No.
I don't
the
think
best
he's
thing you get is
sexy.
the Wacky Pack
I need to
Kids,
specify,
and I don't
I
think
do-
you want that.
I do not think the Jack in the Box mascot is sexy, but that's all I know about him is that people do think he's sexy. Not me.
Because he's sexy. I don't know what to tell you.
What the hell? I'm learning things about you right now?
Yeah, I've been a proud, open person that I think some of the commercials that they have the Jack in the Box guy in are very
Sexual in nature?
not. I mean, some of them are a little okay.
Kimber's trying to justify this so hard. She's like, wait, trust me here. Wait.
I have such a deep love for Jack in the Box. It is
Uh-huh.
the weirdest fast
do
food
now.
chain you'll ever meet. It's the only place where you can get a teriyaki bowl with egg rolls, 2 tacos, boba tea, and a cheeseburger all at the same time. Oh, I know what dating game you're talking about.
Oh, the KFC one? Yes.
Yeah.
The KFC dating game is crazy to me. Time to add top stitching too.
I love Jack in the Box. Some of their commercials are very the best way I can describe it is Jack in the Box knows their audience, and their audience are people who are Am I allowed?
Are you allowed to say the word horny?
No. I was gonna say hi, but like, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, you can say hi. That's legal
The
here.
main audience for Jack in the Box, true. I have to think like a Canadian. Are people who are high and it's 2 a.m. and they really want a cheeseburger, some tacos, or like curly fries. That's the audience for Jack in the Box, and they know it. So their commercials kind of show it, and they are so funny to me.
That's really funny. They're like, we know our audience. We know why you're here.
They know. They have, during Halloween, they have a shake, and they call it Witch Please, which is a little dated at this point. However, I think it's really funny.
However, it's also kind of beautiful.
I used to have this thing in early college. I still do it sometimes. But I was known for, the way I gauged the price of things was how many Jack in the Box tacos you could get. Because Jack in the Box tacos were 99 cents for 2. So anytime anything costs anything, I would equate that to how many Jack in the Box tacos it would cost. Because
That's beautiful.
They're so bad, they're good.
I was just in Salem. I must have seen Witch Please on a million tea towels and mugs and shirts. Oh my god, tea towels especially.
Yeah.
I find tea towels are where like hip, quote unquote hip phrases go to die.
Yeah.
If you see something on a tea towel, it is no longer cool.
That is so funny.
That's my official ranking. Like if something's on a tea towel, I know it's not cool anymore.
I love that. You're not wrong.
I gotta be honest with you, Chief. I think I just finished this jacket.
Whoa.
I did not expect to get both of these commissions done today, but you know what? I ain't complaining.
Yapping. It helps.
I ain't complaining. That's the power of a good yap, baby. Actually, wait. Let me check something.
Hold on, I gotta run the numbers.
Hold on. I'm gonna add something.
Ooh, I could go for Jack in the Box, but I had Jack in the Box yesterday.
Well, then you're not getting Jack in the Box again.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that is way too wide. That's really funny. 1.
I have to be strong.
Be strong, Kimber. You must be strong. I'm like that guy who's like, there's food at home.
You have Jack in the Box at home.
Okay. And then unarchive. And then I make you here too. Trust.
It's fine. I have like poblano chicken in the fridge. I think I might eat that. Oh.
There we go. Now, layer 0. Yeah. I actually hate that. Well, it's got like this. I'll zoom in. It's got like this little teal band that goes underneath this belt, but I think I'm just not. I wasn't gonna pattern that. I wasn't paid to pattern that part because it's just like a rectangle. But I tried to add it just to like give a better concept of what the jacket looks like, but I don't like how it looks.
It was the fact that you're like, yeah.
No.
Yeah. I hate that.
Yeah, you know what?
This sucks.
Can't stand it. This needs buttons. That's what it needs.
Buttons.
3 little diagonal buttons. 1, 2, 3. Can I get my little freaks? That's not the freak one I was looking for. Thank you. Actually, are they flat or are they... No, they are flat. Never mind. I actually do want the other ones. Metal. The current project Volo. What the? How did I go back to Volo? Did I control? I think I control Z'd one too many times. There we go. Guys, we're back on Volo. I know I didn't tell you, but we are.
Surprise!
Surprise. Is that where the third button goes? That feels too low. No, it is. Oh. This kind of, without the context of like what it's from, this is giving like a Loki jacket to me.
Yeah.
Like MCU Loki.
Yeah, I agree.
I really like this though. This looks good.
It looks good.
I'm a big fan. Let me give it a little show off. Over here. Give it a spin. Lois.
Wow.
Spin around. I feel like I constantly reference the Lois spin around meme, despite the fact that it's not been hip for like a year. Maybe I'm old.
I have terrible news.
What? Don't say it. No, don't say it.
No.
No, come on now. No. Don't do it. Don't say that. Don't say that to me. Not now. Not ever.
Old.
Let me do something really. This might not work. Let me check. Wait. No, we got you. Never mind. Wait! Oh my god! Kimber.
Stop. That's awesome.
Stop. That's perfect.
Hi guys.
Hi guys, it's me, Kimber. La la la.
Bye. What you selling?
How many tickets you got? How many tickets you got? You want Figment? You want Chuck E. Cheese? You want Mike Schmidt U2s? I love my just chatting screen, and I keep thinking about making a new one that incorporates the prize counter again, but I think I'm so attached to how kind of ugly some of the things on this are. I pull Zen away so that you can see ugly ET.
Stop. I love Dog Snout ET.
Dog Snout ET is so funny because why is he sitting there so politely as if he's not like genuinely horrifying? Like, can I find a picture of this guy?
He's a good little guy.
This is a real ET plush. I need to specify. This is a real ET plush, and he's the scariest thing I've ever seen. He looks like a dog. I need to find a photo of him. I found a photo of him. I need to show you people a photo of this little freak. Add. Image. Browse. Image. Look at him. He's crazy looking. He's genuinely crazy looking. Like, he's got big beady eyes. This is not what E.T. looks like. This is not what E.T. looks like if you've ever seen the movie E.T. like He Phoned Home. Like, he does not look like
No, this is how he looks like this.
I honestly wouldn't think that's E.T. at first glance,
yeah.
right? He looks kind of like a dog.
like in the same way that they call Stitch a dog. Like, that's obviously not a dog, but what else?
Like, sorry, I'm gonna pull up an image of E.T. I need you guys, like, for my own sake, I need an image of E.T. to show next to this so that you can see how badly they fucked up.
No, this is biblically accurate E.T., I think.
Why are his eyes that shade of blue? How he looks when you don't go back to his planet and find his 3 friends from the Universal ride. Exactly. Exactly. E.T. needs your help.
So
the
funny.
E.T. Adventure ride at Universal Studios is my favorite because the plot of the E.T. ride is Steven Spielberg is speaking directly to you. Steven Spielberg, creator of the E.T. movie, has also confirmed that E.T. is just a real guy. But he needs your help, so you have to go back to E.T.'s home planet and save him. It's like they had extra dog noses from the doll factory or something, and they're like, well, we gotta get rid of him somehow. Like, it's like they started with like a dog pattern, and then they were like, we will, make it work. We'll make it work, we say. They're like, we'll just modify it a little bit, and nobody will be able to tell that once upon a time that was a dog. Like, that doesn't look like E.T. All this to say, he's on the prize counter because he's a genuine plush that I own. Same with next to him, Vintage Figment. I'll try and find a picture of Vintage Figment plush because he's awesome. Oh, there's the exact photo that I referenced. Let me find him. It's Chapel Roan plays in the background. Oh, he's giant. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh.
This is the Figment plush that the Figment plush over here is based off of. Not the ads. No.
Oh, look at Fogman.
Evil. Not during Fogment hours. I'll keep Fogment up until everybody comes back from ads. Because he's beautiful to me.
He's so funny.
He's so shapely. That's the thing. That's not, once again, that is not what Figment looks like. I'm putting them next to each other. They're like brothers. Like, I'm sorry. That is not what Figment the dragon looks like. That doesn't even look like a dragon.
No,
I'm not sure what
that's
animal this is supposed to be, but it's not a dragon.
Fogmint the Anteater. EA Sports.
EA Sports.
EA Sports.
It's in the game. You're just collecting cursed dolls over there? Yes, I am. Specifically vintage. I specifically find like a lot of vintage plush to be absolutely like harrowing and scary looking, and it makes me want them so bad. Like the Chuck E. Cheese next to Figment over here on the prize counter is also a real plush. I don't own him, but I want to own him more than anything. I want to own him so bad because he's ugly and I love him. I love a plush that's kind of ugly, but in like a cute and endearing way.
Yeah.
Like, I bought the ET plush like a drug deal. When I bought this ET plush, that's not a joke. When I bought this ET plush, I got off of Facebook Marketplace for $25. And the guy goes, okay, I can drop it off to you. And I was like, sweet. I don't have a car. It's also the middle of the pandemic. I'm not getting on public transit. I was gonna have to ask my mom to drive me if not. And so he's like, I'll come drop it off to you. And so this man pulls up in his truck. He pulls up in like his black pickup truck. He rolls down his tinted window. He goes, you got the money? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm holding it in my hands. I hand him the money through the window. And at the same time as I hand him the money with his hand, he hands me the Figment, but he's holding not Figment. He hands me the ET and he's holding ET by the neck. Like, not by the body, not anything. He's got like an iron grip around ET's neck and he just hands him to me like that. Like he's in the middle of choking ET out. And I'm like, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And he goes, yup. And he rolls his window back up and he drives away. Like, to anybody else, if they did not see the part where he handed me like a scary plush animal, they'd be like, oh, drug deal. They'd be like, absolutely, that was a drug deal. No, I was just getting I was just getting ET. I was just getting ET.
I just
Don't
want to
worry
know
about
how he came into contact, how he got this ET to begin with.
Holding it like he freshly hunted it down in the forest. Oh my god. Yeah, I just got this thing. I just got this thing. You want
Find
it?
the goods inside, please.
See, Rippy, do you find the goods inside? No, he does not have drugs in him. However, for some reason with vintage plushes, I think stuffing was free, perhaps. Because they're the most densely packed things in the world. Both E.T. and Figment are incredibly heavy and like dense. Like they're not like squishy and like cuddleable. They're like solid objects. They're like
would you want to
solid
cuddle with
objects.
the ET to begin with? I don't want to wake up next to that.
Yes, he's the perfect size to cuddle. Are you kidding? Despite the fact of him being rock hard, he did live in my bed for about 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
Because he's like endearing to me. Like I find him absolutely utterly horrifying in such a way that it's turned around and he's like cute to me. Like he's crossed past the uncanny valley all the way back into being cute. I love him. He may have drugs in him. Now that you guys are saying this, I'm like, maybe he does have drugs in him. Maybe that was a drug deal. Maybe that's why the guy was like so
like
nonchalant about it. And it felt like a drug deal. Maybe there is drugs in him. That's why they're so dense. Exactly. Like the Figment plush specifically, you can't like squish him because if you squish him, he doesn't move. He's so dense.
That's so funny.
It feels like they filled him full of like plastic. It's scary. I love him dearly though. I say all this like I'm like I don't love these guys with all of my heart. I do. I have like an utter deep intense love and appreciation for my ugly plushes. And I really want Chuck E. Cheese to join. I need that ugly Chuck E. Cheese. Other than that, on the prize counter, Kermit, right above here, I own that Kermit. And I own that Miku figurine next to Kermit. I own those, and I own the Mike U2s. I do not own a framed photo of Rhea Ripley, however. That one's just
You
because I think
should.
it's funny. I should. I should. Unfortunately, I don't. I don't, but wouldn't it be nice if I did? And the Epcot ball, you own her. That's my wife. That's my fucking wife. Can you be nice? Can you be fucking kind? That's my wife. I don't own her. I don't own her. That's my wife. Do you own your wife? That's so outdated and freaky. Don't talk
Sorry you
like
had to
that.
see that, ladies. I'm a bit of a, I'm a bit of a, Sorry, I don't want to get angry like that. Sorry.
I'm
you had to see that.
I'm just passionate about feminism.
Exactly.
Why don't you? It's only 250 tickets right now. That's true. How many prize counter? Oh, according to Twitch, I have infinite prize counter tickets. Okay. You know what that means, right?
That's so funny.
That's right.
It's free real estate.
That was a really, really good one. Kimber, you didn't hear that. It was Jelly and she went, it's free real estate.
Nice. I suggested that one. That was me.
Perfect timing. I have infinite prize tickets.
I want your damn lemons. What am I supposed to do with these?
Listen, Jillian, if you don't want to redeem anything at the prize counter, you don't have to, but you don't need to yell. Like, there's no reason to yell. I wasn't yelling at you. I don't know why you're yelling at me. You have such an attitude. You act like you don't want to be here, yet all you do is hang out here. Sam!
Yes, Sam.
It didn't even play the yippee audio. That's even funnier. One more time. Yippee! 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 It's Sam! It's Sampersand!
Yippee!
Yippee!
Wow, beautiful. Wow.
Wow, beautiful.
Oh my god, I forgot I
Oh
updated that!
my
I forgot I updated that! Oh my god! I forgot I
God.
updated that!
Oh my god.
I did that like 2 weeks ago and nobody's redeemed it since. Oh my god, I forgot I did
That was
that.
the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. And I wasn't gonna say anything about it because I was like, well, somebody's gonna find it out eventually.
Yep, guess time.
I love you, Smiling Friends. I love that like half the bits on stream are Smiling Friends. I'm surprised that Jillian's vocal stems doesn't have a single Smiling Friends bit in it, to be frank. I think
Oh.
wait. I have to add hello Daddy Pim, hello Daddy Pim, hello Daddy Pim to Jillian's vocal stems.
You need to add that, stop fighting, and I just wanted my cheese. I think those are good.
Stop fighting! Can you write those down, Kimber, before I forget?
Yeah,
Can you send those to
I
me?
got you.
In the meantime, I'm
Yeah.
gonna play another vocal stem.
Oh.
Not phone guy. Speaking of phone guy, the phone that's next to the Epcot ball up here, is based off of my actual Five Nights at Freddy's tattoo. Fun fact. Gotta BRB, be so safe. Be so safe. Be so right back. Everything on the prize counter has some sort of reference to it, whether it's like something I own or something I love. Including the rainbow stuffed bear up here, which is a deep cut One Direction reference. And the hot sauce and orange soda bottles, which are props from the Hulu television show Future Man that I own because I'm crazy. And then a Funko Pop of Peter's D&D character who was in the same campaign that Zanirith was in the second time she was in a D&D campaign, not the first time. That I cherish close to my heart. I hold him small and secure in my arms. You know what, Kimber? I'm gonna say something controversial.
Okay.
Why is there no Z on here? I should make a Z. I should right next to Miku over here. I should
I was
make a
about to say.
I should make a Funko Pop of Kimber's OCZ and then put it there.
I was
For
about to say
fun.
there's actually space next
There's
to
space.
Miku.
There's expansion space on the prize counter. And then if I ever decide I want to make one of the bigger prizes, because I ran out of prize ideas because I did this in like a day. I can always remove one of the companion cubes and put something else there.
Honestly, if you put a little Z there, I would be the most honored little creature in the world.
I think there should be a little Z there personally. I think that'd be awesome. I think
that'd be awesome.
I think he should live there.
Yeah.
I think he should cost 50 tickets like everything on the top. I think he should cost less, actually.
I was about to say he should cost 45, just like slightly less.
Only a little bit so that you know that he's like slightly devalued.
Exactly.
He's got like a dent in him.
He's a dent in his head.
He's like
nose.
my Seymour Little Shop Funko Pop that I have that has a bunch of like glue all over his face for some reason. And somehow made it through quality control. He has a bunch of like just like glue splattered all over his face. It doesn't look appropriate.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. It doesn't look appropriate. Oh god, I need some water.
Yapper.
Sorry, I never get to see like Zanirath's full body too much because I'm always like streaming zoomed in. She's so cute. I have gay thoughts about her, I fear.
Me too.
I have gay thoughts about her. Unfortunately, instead of enacting on those gay thoughts, I instead just put her into like haunting circumstances. I commissioned Bunchata, who did the model art and the rigging for this, to create like a horribly cursed Zanirath emote that I'm probably getting in the next like month or so.
Oh.
And I cannot wait to add it to the chat. It's going to be one of the free emotes, so everybody will get to take advantage of like a genuinely harrowing looking Zanirath. Like half of the Zanirath emotes are her making like harrowing faces. Like there's the stinky one, there's the like peeking one. Like I think Zanirath is so cute. I don't treat her like I think she's cute. I treat her like I need to put her in the worst situations imaginable. Like, what is that? Why is she the autism creature? Oh my god, not squished stinky Zen. Not my squished darling. I love her more squished than I do regular. I think it's so funny.
No, it's so funny.
Like she's wide and she's compressed.
Exactly.
I love my OC so much I gotta traumatize them. Exactly. I don't get into like the actual D&D lore Zanirath has. Like I'm writing her VTuber. I've already written her VTuber lore and I've written like the script for a VTuber lore video. And it's like a comedic lore video. Like the whole conceit of Zanirath's like VTuber lore is because her D&D campaign got abandoned and she never got to finish her quest, she decided to come to the real world and haunt me, and she won't leave me alone until like she can complete some sort of quest of equal value, which is why she has like 40 jobs here at Cospaten, is because she keeps trying new jobs to try and like fill the void. But like her actual D&D lore is like incredibly sad. Like she's a pathological liar who's like ruined her life, but she pretends like it's perfect. It's awesome. I love having a D&D character who's like you traumatized. I also love having regular OCs that you traumatize. All of my OCs get trauma. That's the fun of it. You make them hot, and then you give them trauma to compensate for how hot they are. You're like, oh, you want to be hot? Yeah. Dead parents.
None of my OCs have trauma. They're normal. I lied like a liar.
Believe that. I think that's not correct. Trauma adds to the hotness. Exactly. Especially if you do your trauma in a certain way where they end up with like a cool scar. Cool scars are hot.
True.
Cool scars are hot. I have one OC, and he has like a scar on his upper lip, and it seems like he would have gotten it from like something very intense, but he did not. He got it from like a shaving accident. My BRB is turning into got to go. Thank you for the stream, wah wah. I blow you a kiss, Sammy. I love you. Love you, Sammy. Like Derek Hale from Teen Wolf. I have never seen Teen Wolf, but I believe you wholeheartedly. I believe you wholeheartedly. Zenirith doesn't have any fun scars. The conceit about Zenirith is that she's entirely plastic. Michael! It's such a good show. I've heard that. I'm so notoriously bad at watching television shows that I will watch shows like a decade after they air, or I'll like never watch them. I was lucky I got onto Severance when Severance started like blowing up. Usually when like a TV show blows up, I won't watch it like forever. I watched Arcane when it aired. That was like an accomplishment for me. I usually don't. Being plastic doesn't stop them from getting cool scars. Exactly. Zenirith probably has like, you know, scars from her nose job, her facelift, her like buccal fat removal, her breast augmentation. It's so funny. This Zenirith is less plastic looking than her like D&D design. Let me pull up an image of her D&D design. You'll see exactly what I mean. Where is she? Oh, she's in my commissioned art folder, that's why. Where is she? Where is she? There she is. Oh, she's huge. Let me scale her down. Big image. Big. Oh my god, huge image. Get smaller. Get smaller. Hi? There we go. This is Zenirith's D&D design. I think you can understand what I mean when I say she's more plastic. That's all I'll say about that.
Googly.
Great god. Goodness gracious. I got my boyfriend to agree to cosplay Jace, and I'll be using your Jace pattern. You are the second person to come into stream today and tell me that you'll be using my Jace pattern for a project, which is so fun.
Exciting.
I am so happy. I think it's so wonderful that I made the original Jace patterns, not the remakes that I just made. But I made the original Jace patterns like 3 years ago. And Jace was like popular enough in season 1, but nowhere near Victor. Everybody loved Victor way more. But after season 2, everybody's on the Jace train, and I kind of love it. Like, he's my best-selling pattern this year, which is crazy. I love that Arcane has, like, a beautiful staying power. What's funny is I'm using the pattern for a different cosplay. They just happen to be the same shape. Hey, work smarter, not harder. Work smarter, not harder.
That's awesome.
Do you know how many patterns of mine I've, like, repurposed into other things? Specifically, like, my Percy jacket pattern is, like, a great like basic jacket pattern. I'll like import it into Clo when I'm like making patterns and use it as the base for like so many other patterns. We like them damaged. Exactly. Jace was too much of a pretty boy in season 1. He needed to get like a little bit traumatized and a little bit scarred. As we were just talking about, you need to being traumatized adds to a character's hotness. Exactly. Trauma adds to the hotness. He's living proof of this. Sorry, that face she was making as I was just drinking was crazy. Why'd she look scared? I'm just trying to sip my water, girl. It's not that deep.
It's okay. It's okay, Zenny.
It's okay. It's okay. You're fine. You're fine. Hydration's scary. Drinking your daily amount of water. Wait. Oh god, don't drink your daily amount of water, please. Please go back to drinking. Go back to drinking sugary drinks. I promise. It's good for you. I swear. Gonna drown from the inside. You're already made of 70% water. What do you mean you want more? Stop being greedy. That Diet Coke will save you.
True.
I say that like I don't drink things that are carbonated. I entirely only drink juice. So that Diet Coke would not save me. That Diet Coke would actually make me worse.
I think the Diet Coke would solve all of my problems and also
Diet Coke would
give me a
fix you.
401k.
A
Yeah.
401k?
Yeah. It's just cool like that. I don't know.
That's just the power of Diet Coke, baby. Take a fucking sip. Oh my god. Never mind, I'm good. I thought I was gonna sneeze there for a second. I was like, oh, it's over.
Scary.
It's over. Wait, we're done. Oh god, guys. How'd your crafting go, Kimber? Did you do all your hot glue?
Yeah, I finished it.
Yeah.
A little bit ago, and I didn't feel like to do my like PIM stuff, I would have to like put on the jeans and mark it and figure out where to cut it. I didn't feel like doing that, so I just been chilling.
Well, that's good. How many times did you burn yourself? Ice Clouds wants to know.
If I said like once or twice, would you believe me? Would you trust me?
Yeah, if you said 0 times, I wouldn't believe you, but once or twice I could get.
Howdy, and welcome to the adventuring party.
East Coast Avenger, thank you so much for the follow.
Hi.
If you told me that you burnt yourself 0 times, I wouldn't believe you.
Yeah,
That's the thing. I wouldn't believe you if you
I
said
touched
0.
the glue. I touched the glue like one or two times. I did look at the hot glue gun, and there is rubber around like the nozzle part. And I did say to myself, "I wonder if this is hot," and then touched it, and it was in fact hot. So
You literally touched it to test if it was hot. Exactly. We were there for that. But if you would have burnt yourself more times, I feel we would have like heard it, or you would have said something about it. You would have been like, "Oh, ow, I burnt myself."
it's true. I would say that.
What was your most difficult pattern to make? I think a lot of my commissions are far more difficult than the patterns that I actually release because of the fact that like I'm making them for one size. Like for example, do I have a picture of Lynette? I think I do. Clo assets. Tell me I have a Lynette picture, please. Yamato Squirrel Girl Karai. I don't? Oh. Lynette from Genshin Impact. I think Genshin. Yes. Let me open up a picture of her. Let me show you this. This commission tested me, and I remember doing this commission on stream, and Kimber was there for that. I know Kimber was there for that. And I literally was like on a daily basis losing my mind over this pattern, because if I zoom in, you can see she has like a structured bodice with cleavage, and then like 2 pleated skirts and a pair of undershorts, and then she's like a cape over her shoulder, and then she's a shirt that's not really a shirt. It's kind of like a shawl with sleeves. Like she's got the weirdest little outfit, and it makes no logical sense for a person to wear it. Jail. Anything from Hoyo versus a challenge, they don't know what gravity is and they don't know what symmetry is. Exactly.
Yeah.
I specifically now have like a clause on my commissions page. Let me read it out. I have a section for like disallowed media, which is just media that I won't like make patterns from. And I said, well, not on the list. MiHoYoverse commissions are taken on a selective basis and are often much pricier than a standard commission due to design complexity. Because I've done a couple of Genshin patterns in my day, a couple of Honkai patterns, and every time I feel like I'm losing my mind. You wonder why there's not any pattern makers out there offering like Genshin and Hoyoverse patterns. It's because they're like so complicated and there's so many characters that it's not worth the effort. My cat's meowing because I think one of my roommates is outside. I'm sorry if you guys can hear him whining. He's a pandemic baby. It's lonely. That's the hardest for commissions. For actual patterns that I have made, let me look at my website. Ooh.
Ads, no.
Not the ads. Ooh. I have my answer, but if we're on ads, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it if we're on ads, and then nobody be able to hear me.
You gotta stall for a minute.
I gotta stall. Easiest pattern? Probably Miku, which is hilarious because Miku just came out, like, this year. But she's, like, not a very hard thing to draft, I don't think. And I've always wanted to pattern her, so she was, like, very fun for me. Sometimes there's patterns that I want to make, but I don't want to pattern. And I find I have a hard time, like, getting the motivation for them. But Miku I wanted to make and I wanted to pattern, so she came together really, really easily. And she's not a very complex design. Her issue is just that nobody else has really made a pattern for her that you can use. So I was like, I will be the first. Thank you very much. Cause she's a vest and a pleated skirt and then some, armbands and a fake tie. Like, she's not that complicated. She's not that hard at all. She's kind of joyous, actually. The joyous Hatsune Miku. I'm so glad I made that Miku pattern because she, Jace is my bestseller this year. My second bestseller is Miku.
If I were to get a pattern, Miku would be the one that I would get because I've wanted to do Miku. I wanted to do Sakura Miku.
Yes.
And I would get your pattern.
I would pay so much money to see you with Sakura Miku. It's pink and pastel. It's like literally Kimbercore.
Exactly.
Who doesn't love Miku? Exactly. Hardest pattern. I think if people are back from ads now. Hardest pattern was Princess Peach. Hardest pattern was Princess Peach. Because of the fact that she has she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, she's got 5 different, like, skirts of different sizes on her bottom half, and my computer did not want to, like, draft any of them. And there's a reason why I have not gone back and reworked her yet, despite her being one of my older patterns, and it's because I'm scared. I'm scared of it. I don't want to. What about Il Capitano? I have not patterned Il Capitano, and I think if somebody asked me, I would politely say no. I just Googled, and that's a Genshin design that looks scary to me.
Oh, I want to see. Hold on. No.
I'll pull up an image on stream too for the people who may not know, like me.
Oh, wow.
Very fun design. Looks like it would be a nightmare to pattern out. A lot going on. Yeah. A lot of layers. Like, wonderful design, beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous gowns, whatever. Sorry, I'm covering you for a moment, Kimber. Kimber, be safe back there. Kimber, don't do anything. Don't do anything scary back there. It's dark.
Scared.
It does look cool, but making that seems like it would be a nightmare. I specifically have done like a couple of Genshin patterns in my time. One time I had a giveaway for, I think when I hit 10K on Instagram, where I gave away a free pattern commission. And that was the first and only time I've done that, because this is no slight to the person who commissioned me. I hope they liked their pattern. They asked for a Genshin character, I don't even remember who. And it was such a process to pattern that I was like, I actually don't want to do this ever again. Because I can motivate myself with Genshin patterns, and like if they're super complex, if I'm charging an appropriate amount of money for like the time spent on a pattern. But I was doing this for a giveaway, so I wasn't getting paid for it. It was completely free, and it took me forever. And I was like, oh, if I ever do this again, I'm gonna make sure that the pattern is not too complicated. if I ever do like a free
Yeah.
commission giveaway, you're getting the pattern. You're getting like a semi-basic pattern. You're not getting like a complicated pattern and a booklet. I'll drive myself crazy.
There's gotta be limitations.
There's gotta be limitations. I can only do so much. I'm just a boy.
You're just a
I'm
boy.
I'm just a 24-year-old grown adult boy. To be fair, I was like 21 at the time. I was just a baby. I was just born, you see.
You were a fetus.
I was a fetus. I was fresh out of the womb, and they were letting me legally drink in America.
Scary.
Isn't that just American culture?
Yeah. You don't even have to start when you're 21. I gotta be honest.
Your frontal lobe not even done developing. Listen, it's still not done developing. I'm still learning new things every day. What a beautiful world. However, I can make a doctor's appointment without getting scared anymore, which I think means that my frontal lobe is developing. And I get more mad about internet discourse. What
True.
song is this? This is My Kink is Karma by Chappell Roan. Damn, you're doing better than me. Listen, I make my doctor's appointments online now. That's the hack. The hack is my doctor's office now lets you make appointments online.
Hack is don't talk to anybody.
The hack is I don't have to talk to anybody. I can just book it online. The only downside is it's Canada and our healthcare is free and we don't have a lot of family doctors, which means I booked a doctor's appointment this month and I get to go see the doctor in 2 months for a health issue that I have right now. So that's fun. I'm like, well, that's very fun. Thank you. It's murder on the dance floor. There we go. No, I still get scared making phone calls. I'm a grown adult. I get scared of making phone calls. Phone calls are scary.
They are. And for why?
Whoa, the
Oh, are
Peterer.
you still alive?
Yeah, I'm still alive, man.
Oh, hey.
We're chilling. We're chilling. We're talking about making
Peter.
phone calls and how phone calls suck.
God, I hate making phone calls. I had 2 phone calls today. I never want to do another phone call again.
Were both of them with the same person?
No.
Whoa. 2 phone calls with 2 different people is scary. How goes car cleaning?
Oh, it's done.
Oh, sweet. Good job.
Yeah, I might drive over to the gas station and get the vacuum up, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it was still dusty and musty and crusty.
And it's still light outside and like nice outside, so it might be worth
Looks
it.
like it's gonna start raining again soon, so I'm gonna give
Um,
it like 10 minutes and then.
I think it's not supposed to rain at all today. I checked earlier because I was gonna ride my bike today and then I forgot.
I was judging the clouds outside.
That's fair. That's fair. The clouds are angry and scary,
They are.
but they have been all day. To be fair,
There was a brief period where there was light out. It was nice.
there's a brief period of joy. Period of nice joy and whimsy.
which we don't have much of in these dark times.
Now, come on. We do have sometimes joy and whimsy.
That's
There's
true.
look at Kimber's little talk sprite. Is that not joy and whimsical?
That is really cute.
Hi.
Oh.
Don't say oh when she talks. Be nice. Be nice. to
Hated.
her. Stop screaming and peeking the
that's-
mic.
Okay, I'll stand over here and I'll do it.
Don't-
Ah.
Don't. Stop that. Love you so dearly. Stop that.
Can't poor mustard like me ever have a little fun?
No. No, poor mustard like you can't have any fun, actually. Poor mustard like you banned from fun.
Whatever. I'm listening to Joe Henry podcast.
I will say, seeing them on that counter like that is in fact bringing me joy and whimsy,
Thank
right?
Oh, the cover
you.
is really good.
I know, when I switched over to the scene and I like put the Discord thing in there, I was like, wait. I I have the perfect spot. Because that's where Jolene used to sit, back when Jolene didn't
Thank
just like pop up
you.
from the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't want your damn lemons. What am I supposed to do with these?
Hi, Jolene.
What'd she say when she popped up?
I don't want your damn lemons. What am I supposed to do with these? She's always yelling.
Can you do one more?
You
so
want
glad
one
I
more?
can bring
You
joy
want
and
one,
whimsy.
Peter?
I want a Jolene.
Okay, this one's for Peter.
Give me Joe Henry.
Was that the bite of 87?
It was the bite of 87, I fear.
Okay. That
I believe in
one's-
Joe Henry is not played once.
That's so funny.
which it's on there. It's on there. It should play.
Jolene just hates him.
Jillian only seems to want to play like the same 4 sounds,
And there's, like,
which is the same way that the Daily Haunting wants to show like the same 4 images. Like I don't, it's randomized, quote unquote randomized, randomly
it's like
generated.
Rare pulls.
Yeah,
The rarest Jolene.
the
pulls
rarest
going
Jillian
great.
vocal stems. We determined that we need to add more smiling friends to Jillian's repertoire.
What did she say from Smiling Friends now?
Nothing.
Oh.
We're gonna have her say "Stop fighting."
Okay.
We're gonna have her say, "I just want my cheese,"
Okay.
and we're gonna have her say, "Hello, Daddy Pim. Hello, 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 Daddy Pim." Because her repertoire is kind of beautiful right now. Let me pull it up actually, because I think some of the joy is that you don't know what Jillian's gonna say, but at the same time, she says so many things, and none of them seem to come
Elaine
up.
says the cookiest things.
She just says the kookiest little things.
Don't kids say the darndest things?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I know about the Snark memes.
Okay, yeah, she plays most of these. She never really plays Joe Hendry or Bing Chilling.
Has she said, "Let me talk to you" yet?
She's not said "Let me talk to you" yet, but I don't think that one's in there.
Oh,
It's not. It needs to be.
It needs to
But
be.
I haven't been able to find a good audio clip of it yet.
that's fair.
What other Marvel patterns have you made? Let me look. Let me look. A lot of them are retired. Unfortunately. Like, I have Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. Both of those are part of my retired collection. And then I have like my Wanda crown pattern, which was like one of the original things I first made when I first started doing this. But other than that, I don't have a lot of Marvel, because Marvel kind of ended up being on like the downturn for a little bit there, where it wasn't as like, it didn't really have the same cultural staying power as it like used to when the MCU was huge. So I wasn't really making Marvel patterns, but I also have Squirrel Girl's jacket from Marvel Rivals, and like the little chest piece that like the Sue Storm Malice skin has from Rivals. And I want to make more Marvel Rivals stuff because that's been really, really fun. But I just haven't gotten around to it yet because I don't know who to make yet. And also, rival patterns are kind of complicated. They're in the same way of like, not quite as complicated as Genshin, but a lot of them can have like a lot of seams and a lot of details that make them a little tricky to make.
They're advanced.
They're advanced, you see.
For an experienced seamster.
For an experienced seamstar. Exactly. Peter gets it.
I forgot what the gender neutral version of seamstress was for a second there, so I was like, for an experienced seamster.
Seamstar.
Seamstar?
Seamstar is kind of cute. It's Seamster, but Seamstar would be cute.
Seamstar? I ride my horse like a sports car.
I love that the
Playing
mic's not really
games like
picking
my
you at all.
guitar.
The mic's not picking you up much at all, which I think is really beautiful.
Well,
like,
I'm on the floor over here.
I know, but you're like singing a whole song and it's not even picking you up.
I ride my horsey like a sports car. I play I can't just
To ride my horsey
car.
like.
You ride horsey like a sports car. What do you want me to say? God. Good lord. I think I gotta go eat, folks. I think I'm hungry. I love the music that you're
Hungry.
playing. Thank you.
What's playing right now? I can't hear it.
Ulterior motives.
Everyone
Knows that you've got ulterior motives. Tell me the truth. I gotta consume. I had like a tiny little baby lunch for babies, and now it's dinner time. So I think I gotta go like put some food in my gullet. Some,
I'm also
some,
hungry.
some skullet in my gullet.
Let me see if that chicken in the fridge is thawed.
Oh.
Kept chicken for dinner. Probably not thawed yet though.
It's been in there since yesterday. I'd hope it was thawed.
We'll see. I gotta go. Either way, I can't start cooking anything because I have to go clean. I gotta go to the vacuum, so I'm gonna leave.
True.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm
Be
going
so
to the
safe.
vacuum.
Be so
Bye,
safe. I love you.
Peter.
I love you, Peter.
I love you too.
Yay, I'm loved.
Yay!
Yippee! Let's raid somebody today. That'd be fun.
Yay!
Never mind. There is nobody to raid.
No!
It's always very funny. I'll like go and check. I'll be like, who can we raid? And then I like check and it's like nobody you know is online. And I'm like, oh, maybe I stream at weird times. My bad. My bad. Oh well. We can't say we didn't try. Hope everyone has some good food to consume, please.
Thanks.
Please. I need to eat some food. Please, sir, can I have some more? I'm like a little British
Oh.
boy. I'm like Tiny
Yeah?
Tim. Yeah, I'm like Tiny Tim in a way.
Oh. Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, Peyton.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. You Chick-fil-A. Oh, chicken. I miss chicken. I miss chicken. All right. So long, everybody. I hope if you haven't had good food yet, you get to eat good food today. If you have eaten good food, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. As always, I'll be back on stream Monday at 3. Who knows what we're doing then? We'll see where life takes us. Probably more
Yay.
patterns, who knows. Yeah. Thanks everybody. I will talk to you guys
Bye,
later.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.